Round one. Fight!
What is up, every pony?
What the buck is up, every pony? This is going on both Mares and the /MLP YouTube channel because I'm sure we can get it out faster than the other guy.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Demo podcast, man, what a show! Welcome back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Now that's some quality programming.
Now, rather than going like down the list and like, what was good, what was bad, what was it?
Anon.
Yeah.
Hey, Anon. What do you think, Anon? I don't know, Anon. What about you, Anon? Oh, Anon, I think Anon was great.
That
What do you
buckle's
think,
kinda
Anon?
Instead of just going down the list and be like, hey, what did you think? I'm just going to ask the general thing once we get to that topic rather than, fucking waiting and only one person talking the whole time. So
Yeah.
I'm joined by quite a few people tonight. Some people went to the convention, others didn't, but I'm not going to close the door on you guys because you didn't go, because a lot of us had friends that went and were getting live updates. And then there were other people that were just keeping up with the threads because, that's what people do. So I'm joined here tonight. I'm going to go down the list here.
I thought you said you weren't going to go.
No, I'm doing the introduction, but I'm not going to be like, hey, Poner, what did you like about it? And then you're going to talk about what you liked about it and then what you didn't like about it and changes, okay? We're going to talk about what was good, what was bad, what was ugly, and then later on the topic's going to be, hey, theoretical con time. If we had a choice of making our own con, what would we do? And we'll have a little discussion about that. Is that cool? Is that cool for you, Poner?
It's as cool as my $5 shades.
Epic.
Nice.
All right.
That's so cool, bro.
So
Yeah, man.
we'll do a funny little introduction. That's the only time
Super
we're going to
wait,
go down the list besides the outro. So, going to start off with the one and only Corpulent Brony.
What the buck is up, every pony?
Yes, butt creatures. We have Drunksky in the house.
Silence.
Silence. It's deafening.
I
Oh, sorry, my mic muted itself. Yeah.
Just silence is deafening. You're here, though, right?
Yeah.
Speak louder than
Wait.
words.
You're not...
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. Is Mr. Fishu, are you going to talk or are you just here to listen?
No, I don't really have anything to say about Trot.
All right. If you feel free
Currently
to...
he's traveling through the water mains of your house right now, like a real fish would.
Probably. I mean, if you want to chime in, you're more than welcome to. Poner, we have the Poner, one and only Poner.
Howdy, hey. I've never showed up in any episodes, have I?
You've
Have
shown
I yet?
up in a few of these.
Did I?
Yes, you've shown up in
Oh.
a few of these, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here.
All right. And then Raikou. Is Raikou in the house tonight, or he's just chilling in here?
I think he's lurking.
I think. Oh.
Oh.
All right. He's wandering the wasteland right now, so he'll
Very
Just wander, I just wander after it.
Yeah. We have.
I think he's playing that Wanderer Simulator or whatever, where you just keep driving in a straight line in the desert of Arizona for 20 hours.
Desert bus.
Exactly.
So basically, New Vegas. All right.
Of course.
We got.
Finally, someone said it.
We have Smutty.
That's fucking lame. Hey, every pony.
That's not your name. I know you. You have two different names.
Shut up. We're going with it. It's money here.
Yeah.
We have the rare appearance of the Sound Man.
I've never been here.
Yeah, you have.
Nope, this first
What
one.
are you talking about? He's never been here before.
Okay.
When was
I've never
the
been
last
here.
time you ever showed up in media ever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then besides myself, the wannabe host. Hello, everybody. I'm Stucky. We
That's
have.
not your name.
Shut up. And then lastly, we have Yart.
Hi.
All right then. So Trotcon been hyped up for what, 2-3 years? Like right before the funny Coof pandemic.
Bro, fuck Trotcon.
Already, okay.
Well, we'll get into it. Why? But how many years was this thing hyped up for? Like 2 years, 3 years? Like how many years was this hyped up for?
Oh my balls!
When was Trotcon originally supposed to drop?
Well,
2020.
I mean, after BronyCon, everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be the next big con, everybody! Everybody, it's the next big con."
This is the mainstay. This is the mecca of the Brony fandom.
You
can tell because they have the little cube of plushies that have been epoxy resin sealed together, and now you have to pray in the direction of it 5 times a day.
Yeah, like it was hyped up. I remember because when the MLP podcast was still a thing, everybody right after BronyCon was like, "Anyways, go to Trotcon." It started off as like a meme within the other server, and then everyone wanted to go. So possibly what, like 30 plus people, in that server.
A lot of people wanted to go.
Yeah, and then the coof happened, right? Everything got locked down for like 2 years.
Pretty much.
And then they had a December TrotCon, which was, to my knowledge, people can correct me if I'm wrong here, but it was going to have restrictions. Everybody knew it was going to have restrictions. Everybody knew it was going to have like this, the mask mandate, the cards, that you got all your funny Kool-Aid shots and everything. So then the big summer TrotCon happens, and yeah, I heard a lot of mixed results about it, but leaning more towards the negative rather than the positive. The only big positive I heard, besides like people saying, "Oh, I got to hang out with the boys," was just like the shenanigans that was happening at this convention. So who would like to take the magic conch? Preferably somebody that was there first, and then we'll kind of like start throwing it at each other. But who would like to take the conch and just say like, what the fuck happened over there? Like from your perspective, what happened? Who wants to go first? Not all at once.
Well, speak up. We don't have all day.
Come on. Okay, I'm throwing the conch cell at Sound Man. You speak.
Just shut down.
So, imagine your parents parenting you, right?
Yes.
That's the level of disappointment that this con was. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was fun, but you get there. It is clearly very hyper COVID aware, too much so. You better have your mask on at all times, no matter what anyone else says. You better have your funny shots completely up to date with boosters, or we're turning you down no matter what. Which happened to a couple people, and apparently including one guy who flew over from Scotland or something. Didn't have his booster, because I guess he didn't need it, and the con turned him down. It's like, nope, not allowed in. Sorry.
Bro, what the fuck?
And I know someone else in the group tried to get in with the December batch or something because they already paid for it. Couldn't, had to buy it again, and then got laughed at by the con staff because apparently she was being stupid.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad. The best word to describe Trotcon was sad, and it was kind of disappointing. It was disappointing. Fun, but disappointing.
So, are you done?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, I don't want to.
I started this off. Who takes it next? I'll come back eventually.
Yeah, it was fun, right? But the organizers almost seemed to try their best to make it not fun, which was a little odd.
Major mask alerts.
So number one, I must preface this with stating that unlike I was not an attendee of the con, I did not directly give the convention any money.
We gave you badges.
I don't trust the way that they handle their money, so I wasn't going to give them any, based on the way they've been handling things the past few years. But I did attend, the lobby. I was there, hanging out in the hotel lobby, walking through the public hallways, and they the con staff would often approach me as if I was an attendee, even though I was never wearing a badge. And they would try to enforce their rules on me, which I don't know if I pointed this out, but their rules for masks are not the rules of the hotel or really anywhere else.
Hilarious.
They're not the rules anywhere else in the state of Ohio, basically, where the con was held, or even in most of the rest of the world in today's world. So, there are people who flew there from Europe and, they got in a taxi, they went to the airport, they got on the plane, they got off the plane at the Ohio airport or wherever airports they were transferring through. They got, into an Uber or taxi, they got to the hotel, they checked in. And then when they went to registration, that was the first time the entire trip they had to put on a mask.
Mm.
And that's kind of how it was. So they had these rules where the attendees had to follow. But no, none of the other hotel guests. There weren't a lot of non-con attendee hotel guests, but there were some. None of them had to follow these rules. So the rules are meaningless because guess what? I'm going to the same room parties with everyone else. And no one at the room parties is wearing masks. They're all unofficial events. I'm hanging out with people in the lobby. You don't have to wear a mask in the lobby. You don't. So it's dumb. It was meaningless. But that's just a minor part. There's a lot of other things that they did. I don't know how much detail you want to get into right now, Stucky.
Do you want to mention about the part of their policy change when it comes to purchasing a badge and refunds?
Yeah, I mean, there was their original okay. People had been buying tickets, like Stucky said, since 2019 for Trotcon, and it got delayed because of COVID. And leading up to, they had a lot of refund windows and times when you could refund your ticket because it got delayed and it got delayed again. And then they did that December event. And then, last year, so they had all these refund windows. And then they finally announced, Trotcon, if you want to come, you're going to have fully vaccinated. And, some people were not happy about that. So they took advantage of the refund window. They got their refunds, whatever. And then Trotcon closed the refund window. They're like, okay, no more refunds. And then a couple of months, I think it was March or April, they made an announcement a few months ago that, hey, if you want to come to Trot this year, we're changing it to you have to be up to date on your vaccines. So they changed from fully vaccinated up to date. And what that means is these are like stupid CDC definitions. Fully vaccinated means like 2 shots of most of the things except for the Johnson & Johnson one. And up to date means fully vaccinated plus, if it's been more than 5 months since your last shot, a booster. So they changed it. And they, again, refunds were closed at that point. So at that point, if you didn't want to get a booster, which there were quite a few people who didn't feel comfortable doing it, you were fucked. Additionally, I heard from a lot of people at the con, well, you weren't totally fucked. You might have been able to do a chargeback or something, but a lot of people at the con also were saying that they didn't know of this policy. Apparently, they never sent emails out to their entire guest list telling them about this change. That's why so many people showed up not knowing about it. They announced it on social media, but these people on social media all the time have it in their head that everyone's always checking our Twitter account. That's not true. A lot of their attendees never go on Twitter. And so a lot of these people, or Discord, and a lot of these people never knew that the policy had changed because they never emailed them. There was no communication from them.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Like, everyone, big conventions, and especially they want to advertise themselves as like this new big convention on the East, they normally email you. At least for Anime Expo, like, when I went there 2 times. They would send you emails just constantly updating about stuff, especially when the COVID thing was happening. Like, they were sending you, like, just constant updates. Like, this is what we need, da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. So it's like, they understand that not everyone uses Twitter. They understand that not everyone's in their Discord group or in their Facebook group, because that still exists for them, and all that. So hearing that, because you're not the first person to tell me, but, like, hearing that actually is, like, really upsetting. Because, like, just because a lot of their, like, staff or, like, important people use Twitter, that doesn't mean that everyone else fucking use Twitter. So it's, very upsetting from when I heard about the changes and shit and messing people up. Now, I know you have a lot to say about the con itself, not necessarily how it was ran, but like the hotel. You want to like shine some light on that for those that went. Like, yeah, I heard from everybody that the hotel was like, not the greatest, and so you might. Mixed results. Like I said, mixed results.
You were asking me?
Yeah, you can go first if you want.
Yeah, the hotel was shit. I wasn't happy with them. I understand though why, once I was there, why they use this hotel, because in the past, at least, the hotel let them get away with a lot of shit and shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of what I'm learning is a lot of the kind of slightly run down, higher end hotels will host cons like this because it's a money getter. And even though their rooms are shit, they make some money on it. So my room, when I checked in, I was not thrilled to discover there were like black stains on the white bedspreads. Both of them, I had 2 beds, and both of the bedspreads had some stains on them. Not a lot, right? But it's very noticeable when it's black, and it was big enough to be noticeable from even a distance.
Bro.
The AC, when the AC would kick on, it would like be extremely loud. It would make this loud like rattling noise, which would make it sleeping during it impossible. So I had to like lean down a chair and like prop it up and shove it up against the air conditioner, because if there was enough pressure applied to the front of it, it would stop the rattling, which sucked having to do that. And then the next thing was my shower would back up, like the tub would not drain. So I was constantly showering like, in like 5 to 8 inches of water covering my feet.
You got yicked. And
then the last thing I have to complain about, this is like a personal thing, which is I feel like it's a first world problem or a very boomer thing. I was taking a long road trip, right? And I was planning to get a few of my clothing articles washed at the hotel. Most hotels of this size, most hotels like this offer...
The laundry room?
No, most of them offer... Well, yeah, they have laundry rooms, but most of them also offer dry cleaning or like same day service or overnight service of, washing your clothes. Basically, they send it out to a third party. They clean it for you and bring it back,
Yeah.
It's very, very common. Like everywhere offers this, right? I travel a lot. I use this services a lot. This hotel apparently didn't.
Really?
So they had the bags in the room that you use to put your clothes in, and take them down to the lobby or put them outside or whatever. But when I called the front desk, they're like, yeah, we they give me some shitty excuse like, we canceled our contract with the third party vendor and we haven't found a new one, blah, blah, blah. Luckily, there was a guy there who was willing to actually took my clothes home and washed them himself. That was
wow.
Cool.
Wow.
But yeah, that was kind of a pain in the ass. And
I thought you were going to like bring up, like the laundry or washing rooms. It's like they eat your quarters and they don't dry your clothes. I've had
probably
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like.
They ought to have like some shitty laundry room or whatever where the dryers don't dry or the washing machines take forever or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't want to like waste 3 hours of my con like doing laundry. So.
Workout room also kind of sucked.
I know how that feels like. BronyCon 19 doing laundry in the bathtub. That was me.
Those hotels did offer laundry service, and I used it at BronyCon. I used it, I think, at almost every BronyCon.
Mm-hmm. What about...
my hotel was like... It wasn't that bad. The shower rod was kind of ripped off the wall. The AC was kind of loud. But, like... Our room was in better condition than Corpse, at least. Like,
what
at
the
least
fuck
for
is
me,
happening at these hotels?
I don't know. Also, the water pressure was out of control, too. Like, you turned on the sink on it, like, tried to blow your hands off. Same with the toilet.
What the fuck?
Like, you flushed the toilet and it was trying to, like, pierce through the porcelain.
Dude, my toilet had no pressure. The shower had a lot of pressure, though.
Well, I'm actually curious. Is this like bad maintenance on the part of the hotel? Is this just localized as being in Ohio, or is this just like People
No.
are so fucking abusive to all of this stuff in the hotel that it doesn't work no matter how hard they try to fix it.
What I don't know when it was built, but it's obviously a bit old. It's at least 40 years old. It's probably older. It's an old building, and I don't think they've ever put in the investment to like upgrade it and remodel it and stuff over time. So over time, things just fall apart and they don't replace it. And it's poor maintenance. It's poor upkeep. It's poor.
Because you're in Ohio.
It has nothing to do with Ohio.
I'm starting to.
I hate
towards the
Ohio, too.
explanation that Ohio is the source of all these problems, and everybody is taking out their frustrations on this hotel because they are aware that they are in Ohio.
I mean, the hotel is a Crown Plaza, which is a higher end of the IHG portfolio. So it's not like some shitty, like little low end hotel. It's supposed to be sort of mid tier, you know, better than fucking Motel 6. But I think I've had Motel 6 rooms cleaner than these. So.
Bro, I was at, what was it? I was at a Holiday Inn Express literally like 2 days ago. And all the stuff you're saying at a higher end IHG, that's unacceptable. You ought to get like free points for that or compensation and shit.
Probably could call and complain. I thought about so the first night I got there on a Wednesday night, and I thought about going down to the front desk, and I even talked to the mayor friend who I would attended the con with. I said, or attended the hotel with, and I said, "Yo, this shit's really pissing me off. I mean, we're tired. We've been driving for days. Do you want to do this? Because we've kind of unpacked a little, but I could go down there and bitch and moan. I could probably get us changed to a different room, but I'm not going to be able to do that after today because this is Wednesday night. It's the day before everyone's coming in. They've got rooms they can switch us to. After tonight, they're probably all going to be booked solid. So we decided to just stick it out and just deal with it.
Commendable.
Because, you know, what? It's like the evil you know versus the evil you don't know, you know, because we knew our room was at least livable.
Yeah.
But we could have ended up with a different room that was even worse. I was reading the reviews online for the hotel, and there were people talking about not only the bathrooms backing up in the shower tub, but backing up with like black sewage.
Ooh,
oh, funny.
Holy shit.
I didn't have that, so I was.
I wonder which Bernie got that room.
Oh man.
Or there was bed bugs in the other rooms that some people.
Oh yeah, the bed bugs.
Okay, so is that confirmed then? Like multiple people
Yes.
were report. Okay, so probably too late because by the time this recording gets out, like if you have your luggage and clothes in your house, you probably have bed bugs if they made it in there. So sorry for that. So that's confirmed. 100%. Yes.
Well, there's at least one room that experienced bed bugs. And that's actually someone who used to be on the ML podcast a lot. It was him in the room.
What about, okay. Do you mind linking this hotel review thing to see if there is any like other cases of bed bugs? Because that's disgusting.
I have to. It's on Google, but well, I could link it at some other time. But like the one of the people too who posted in the review was like, reviews online, you got to really take the grain of salt, you know.
Yeah.
Is that in Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one of the people said, "Oh, I used to work for this hotel. They were shitty. I hated working there." And you know, we had constant complaints of bed bugs and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's not good.
Oh, those are just like little snacks that they include so that, you know, whenever you're hungry and you don't want to pay like $500 for a bag of chips, you just reach under the bed and grab a bug and munch on it.
Nah, I think they're
free protein
there so that they could like.
Yeah, it's a nice little protein-filled snack.
Edibles.
Awful.
I do gotta say, the entirety of Columbus is like the back rooms in the form of a city.
Really? Okay.
What?
It's a weird feeling.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
It was like,
the weird feeling is the growing sensation that you are in
and like
in Ohio.
it should be like populated with things, but it just isn't. It's kind of like almost a ghost town, but it's not a ghost town in a way. It was a really weird feeling place.
That's
Columbus.
Okay. A lot of that is the area where the hotel was. So the hotel, for you guys to know, is located in a very industrial area of Columbus. It's literally right across the street from the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser bottling plant. So there's not a whole lot going on in that area. except for Anheuser-Busch. And we were there mostly on the weekend when they probably don't really have a lot of activity at the plant. So
even the
there's not going
restaurants
to be
felt like really empty.
Oh, well, yeah, a little bit, except for Waffle House was full.
That's Waffle House.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like dive into it too deep, so I will include a link to this in a description, but it is very, very mixed results on this. Like, I'll see a couple 4s and 5s, but then I'll see a lot of 2s, some 3s, some 1s. People complaining about water, so some of the stuff you were talking about, the mold in some of the vents. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Bathroom was dirty. Found an empty lube bottle at the end of the bed.
There's also also something happened in one of the ice machine rooms. The ceiling caved in during the weekend, because of water damage.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say something lascivious, but that's just more interesting. The ceiling fell in?
Yep.
Neat.
Like, the plaster or whatever on top of the ceiling just fell down on the ground.
Because this is some fucking northern state where they don't use drywall, but instead use plaster, like some fucking barbarians from England.
Oh, these people found a pair of women's dirty underwear in their room when they checked in. That was fun.
This is
lovely.
Like, I mean, some of this stuff doesn't necessarily correlate with Trotcon, but at the same time, too, you would want to see where you're going. And a lot of these people seem to have very, very mixed results. Not really.
Yeah. I get the feeling like
it's not helping.
A lot of their rooms are probably fine, but there's a lot of their rooms that need some work.
Yeah, some of them.
Oh, and the elevator.
Oh, tell me about the elevator.
I forgot about that. So the elevators were they only had 2 elevators, and they were so fucked that hotel didn't even try. Like, when I checked in on Wednesday, they already had a sign up saying, hey, you can use the staff elevator if you need to, with the arrow, and like half the time the staff doors to the staff elevators were propped open. They knew that their elevators weren't going to hold it, right? And their elevators were kind of scary to ride. And a few people, I guess, got stuck in one. At least there was at least one stuck incident.
Oh, hell.
Oh, yeah, our hotel, not the hotel. Our elevator, when it was going down, was just and Scott just got out of there as quickly as possible.
Dude, oh, hell no. Yeah, screw that shit.
I think that's the sound of the chains slowly snapping on that thing.
One day that fucking elevator is going to fucking collapse.
You guys should have
also, on top of that, someone here has on one of the review places is saying that one of the elevators stunk of weed, which I guess that's to be expected in a big city.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Some people are
an urban Valentine's party. Is that what they're calling it now?
I have no clue. I mean, we're kind of getting off topic, but like I said, it's just...
We gotta talk about the con.
Well, yeah, but the hotel is such an important part because they're having in the con. But, I mean, again...
The con's in the hotel, not the hotel is in the con.
Both shut up, you know what I mean. But
the pool was all right, though.
Oh, just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
good.
I know you're trying to change subjects. So just as an example, this is very common at the hotel. I'm trying to post some pictures here.
Yeah, I see.
This is what you would see in the rooms on the ceiling.
Ooh.
So the ceilings were always really kind of weird. These are very common sites. In fact, I think my room looked kind of like that in one of them.
So like water damage above.
Yeah, just a lot of just bad maintenance. So sorry, just to end it there.
Dude, even like our hotel, when we went to freaking BronyCon 19 at Baltimore, seemed a hell of a lot better.
Yo, that Baltimore hotel was nice.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, Drunksky, do you have anything to say about the hotel? Your experience? Did you almost die? Did the spiders attack you? Because apparently someone had a infestation of spiders as well, not just bed bugs.
That's pretty horrifying. I wanted to point out the situation at the bar was pretty awful because there were two middle-aged waitresses there for the whole weekend that were clearly overstressed by the number of people there. They didn't have the staff on hand for the number of people. Yeah.
You know, speaking of people, we finally got a number, right, for their attendance. I know maybe one or two of you have an opinion on this, but their final call, which says a lot, because on their Twitter, right? On their Twitter, they have 10.3K followers, right? Yet, on people that showed up, there was, according to them, was 1,344. And just to show you, just kind of going...
Inflated numbers.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are saying that they counted staff in that. So, because, again, I heard, like...
Well, that's what they said.
Yeah. But another thing, like I was trying to say is, look at how many people went, and look how many reactions are getting on Twitter. So it just goes to show that not everybody, you know, going back to what we said earlier about being notified about changes and stuff, not everyone's on their Twitter, you know? And just seeing all the reactions and stuff, it's just, it doesn't show like they have the numbers on their Twitter and stuff. But I just wanted to make that like a quick little thing. Apparently they're supporting Galacon, which is pretty cool. We have some, I know some people that are going there, so I would like to talk to them once they get back to tell us about the differences between Galacon and Trot. But
isn't Gala in Germany?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luxembourg, right?
I don't know exactly where, but I know it's in Germany. But I'm looking at some other things being posted too, and it's more and more is being explained about how bad the staff situation was, because
that was the worst part, was the staffing, I think.
Yeah, I heard that this was similar. It's like a Dash Con where like the con could have probably been a lot better had the staff been a lot better. But anybody got any stories about that? And this is opening to everybody because, like I said, a lot of stuff was being posted on the board and like other places, and then apparently there was a few leakers. So the conches for anyone that wants to grab it, go ahead, talk about the staff.
You want to like save those for last?
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, it was just something that I noticed because I'm not gonna say their names because that's exactly what they want. They want fucking attention. But I was doing some cross-referencing and I just noticed that a lot of, let's just say, Campmaster's friends, and we all know who that is, some of them were on the staff. So it just makes more sense why they made this more about them as well as policies rather than actually running a convention, which is like the reason why people were going there in the first place. But, I mean, Poner, what subject would you like to talk about prior to this, if you want to talk about it?
Well, I remember getting a little pissed hearing about that whole policy change about the refunds, and I like went and dove in there head first into their little Discord organization, and I was able to kind of stir the pot in there to where they banned or they quarantined us into like this little chat room for them to like figure out or talk to you, be like, hey man, like what the fuck's going on? You can't say these things in our little Discord thing. I'm like, nah, fuck you guys. This is wrong. You should, do this and that. And then I think I said something to where I'm like, how much are you getting paid? Or are you like getting volunteer or whatever? And they just kind of lost it. Like, if this is like real staff that are getting paid, I would say it is just clearly very, very unprofessional. Very unprofessional, if I would say so myself.
There was an incident that happened that weekend that made them even look further unprofessional, but for those that know a little bit more, I would like you guys to present that rather than, me from hearing it from a secondary source.
You talking about Meemly?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to say his name or not,
but
that
We
bullshit.
were gonna save that story for last.
That was some bullshit. Especially coming from their staff, like that actually pissed me off. Like I can handle them throwing shit on Twitter or whatever. But then like talking about someone that we actually know and like, they're subhuman. It's like
it's interesting. I want to talk about that.
Go ahead.
It's very interesting. So I was hanging out
yeah,
and this was the last night of Sunday night, and I'm like, you know what? I bought this game, You know, the pie, the cream pie, pony cream pie game, right?
The funny one.
Yeah, the funny game. So I'm like, I'm going to go get this out of my room and bring it back down. And I'm going to watch you guys cream pie each other. Okay. So went up to my room, got the game, come back down to the lobby. Fucking just as I'm getting out of the hotel, there's a goddamn stretcher coming out of the employee elevator with a guy on it. And I look over and I'm like, shit, that afro looks familiar. And when the stretcher turns, I knew who it was. I'm like, oh shit, I know who that is. Like, fuck. And he was kind of mumbling some incoherent shit. Like, tell them I haven't died yet, or it's going to take more than this to kill me. I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I went back to the room and told everyone, like, listen, like, I just saw him leaving the elevator on a stretcher with, you know, EMTs and shit. But apparently while this was going on in one of their staff Discord servers, staff only Discord servers, one of their staff members said something, you know, they were talking about it. They said, oh, who's the wambulance here for? And one of the staff members came back and said, oh, it's, I don't know, but I hope it's for one of those 4chan degenerates, something along those lines. So it was really kind of bad that it seemed really bad that they're talking about people like that. Like, oh, I hope that the ambulance was called for someone that I don't like. And this thing was leaked on 4chan almost immediately after it happened. And I don't know if you want me to keep going. There's a lot more to this story. It was leaked onto 4chan, and then this person had their staff roles and shit and the public Trotcon servers removed so that they no longer looked like they were part of staff, but they were. They just didn't want that like association. The leaked chat logs were redacted, so we didn't know who it was exactly. And come to find out, later on that evening, they were doing a pizza party.
Oh yeah,
with the staff members.
Oh god, that.
And
this is funny.
They what's really interesting is someone apparently walked in accidentally, thinking it was a panel room or something. Walked in on them and said it was really uncomfortable feeling. Well, what happened was so the staff work for free, and one of the few benefits they get is like free pizza, free food, you know. But they were withholding the pizza, and they were being lectured at and told that they don't get pizza until they tell who leaked chat logs onto 4chan. So they were holding the pizza hostage from the volunteers and talking down to them, not letting them leave the room. You know, I'm sure they could have left if they wanted to, but like not encouraging them to be leaving the room, just yelling at them. You know the type of shit people would say to you in elementary school.
yeah.
You know, when someone did something wrong. So they're treating them like little children. And later on, the same chat log was released unredacted. So we now saw the names and we're able to line them up and see that this really was a staff member. They did remove his roles temporarily to like obfuscate the fact that he really was staff. So they're trying to do damage control. And it's really kind of dirty and messy. And the shit that they did was really, really bad.
Yeah, because prior, the only context that was given was this person's account, which again was posted, and I quote, from a Discord server, "Something is going down. Walked accidentally into the quote-unquote staff pizza party. Everyone facing forward in chairs, completely silent. No video, nobody at the front of the room, nobody acknowledged me walking in. Someone walked out as I did, and I asked them, 'What is this?' Quote, staff pizza party. I asked, why was everyone so quiet? Took asking twice. The person didn't acknowledge more than a hand to me, shrugged it off, wouldn't answer. Felt like someone died. Like, holy shit, it was a somber mood. No idea what's up." So that was the only thing we got. And then later on, you just added the context of basically everyone was in the hot seat and they were trying to figure out who was the one that leaked it, correct?
Yeah,
like
they're trying to figure out
legit
who's leaking chat logs.
Gestapo, like officer. All right, who did it? And they're like interrogating each person who like said or leaked it out or whatever.
See, like, I would have just, like, if I was there, I would have just walked out. I would have been like, you guys, we're not being paid for this shit, and you guys are treating us as if, like, you know. But
Oh yeah, like hearing of that fucking uh, staff pizza party thing. I think I saw that in one of the threads. That just sounded disturbing. Like there was like a cult thing going on in there.
Yeah, like without
And
context
maybe,
and corp, I just got the most ominous vibes from that. Hearing that, but gone.
But like fuck, where's the red candles, circles of salt, and sacrificial knives? Like, geez.
You see, the sacrificial knife is the scalpel, and they have to get a little boy and then turn him trans.
Oh no.
We're going there already.
Boy. I don't even want to fucking go there, honestly. Fuck that noise. But that's that after hearing that, it just fucking pissed me off because it's like, why would you like? We might not all get along, but I'm not gonna fucking.
It's like the behavior of their set. It's like they hate their own customer base. These are like the people that are coming all this way from countries away, just to like hang out, go to a convention after lockdowns, and they're like already antagonizing them. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. It's like the manager of a restaurant. He's like asking everybody to like not come to his restaurant. It's like, don't eat my fucking food. Don't come here. I hate you. Oh, what? Are these like, are you a second class citizen? Are you aligned in this whatever, list, or are you approved in my little arbitrary things of like a good customer or whatever? I don't want you here. I don't want your business. If you come into my business, then I'm going to give you like the hardest shit. That's like backwards. That's awful.
Well, that's why I had that comment earlier. If you look at it, you do some cross references of some of these people. Again, I don't want to give them attention, so I'm not going to say their fucking names here and now. But it's pretty obvious who these people are and what they care about. They rather have the funny, like, good boy points and good optics rather than actually running a convention, which is what people are there for. Like, sure, I'm all for, like, making sure everything goes well, everything's safe, you don't want anything bad happening, but when you're making a fucking document about, oh...
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, Clown Octavia is a dog whistle, or, like, all this other bullshit, and everyone's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, people were
Where
just...
is it? Post that document. Man, I fucking forgot where I put it.
I don't have it.
I have it somewhere. Hold
Bro,
on.
somebody post it. Let's go over and talk about it.
Yeah, like
they even have a hit list, like shit list. They're like, if you see anybody having this little thing or wearing this scarf, or they have this little plush toy, you kick them out, or they are a danger to the whole staff or the con body or what have you.
That's not really what it said, but
oh well, still,
he's just conveying the mood of. Okay, serious. Who the fuck cares about Pepe in current year?
So what was funny about this, right, is almost immediately rumors about this started going around, right?
Yeah.
Some guy who admitted, I talked to him later off board, he admitted he was just trying to stir shit in the thread. Said that he was like asked to leave because he was wearing the derpy scarf, the 4chan 4cc scarf.
Yeah.
And he was just shitting. He wasn't even at the con. He was fucking around with the thread. But as soon as he did that, someone posted that, yeah, hey, there's actually this like document going around the vendors telling them about hate symbols to let them know in case someone approaches them and tries to get them to do art commissions and include some of these like OCs or symbols and stuff. And then was it Friday or Saturday? Oh, there's the roof falling in. But was it Friday or Saturday when Stug got up and did or someone got up and did the recital of this document?
I believe it was the Saturday meetup.
Yeah, they got a bunch of people from 4chan together in the
pool, near the
courtyard.
Yeah,
in the courtyard of the hotel by the pool, and he stood up on a thing and just announced to everyone, just read the document to him, and that's when I knew for sure that document at least was real. I saw the vendor who gave it to him. So they printed this out and gave it to the vendors there to let them know, just in case someone came up to him and said, "Hey, can you commission an art of this white OC with blonde hair, please, and blue eyes? Thank you."
It just goes back to how bad the organization was, because I will post a link to this PDF, but just look at it and look how like unorganized it looks. Like for a bunch of artists and shit, like I would have expected a lot better.
Oh, it's not an artist who made this.
Oh, it wasn't? I heard it came from a vendor, but okay.
No. It was someone. It's con staff.
Okay.
And he later went into the later threads and talked about making the document and how some stuff was added to it after he made it, and he didn't look through it and analyze it. I think from looking at it, it looks like what was added afterwards was probably the shit on the last 2 pages. So Pepe, Clown Octavia, Anon Philly, the stupid Norse runes, because they go on about how Norse runes are racist.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the next paragraph, they're like, but if the Norse runes are being used by someone who's gay or trans, it's okay because they're trying to reclaim the runes for themselves.
It's just fucking weird. I mean, you're going there for a PonyCon.
They literally say, be sure to review context in depth before associating symbols with hate groups. And then you scroll up and they're not doing that in this document.
Yeah.
Imagine being so tone deaf that you are like selective in it, that you decide that the rules of, hey, wait a minute, is this really a hate symbol? And like not using that kind of questioning, like asking yourself that, but instead like selectively using it. Either you're that much of an automaton, or you're just being a bit of a choosy bitch.
Yeah, because like clearly this was attached to something else, because at the end of the first paragraph it says, please take a minute to familiarize yourself with the items in this listing and feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. I would have loved to see the email that this was attached to see like what other things that they said. But
I'm sure it might leak out eventually because, other shit's leaked out before of emails, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because
I also appreciate that they took the time to censor Hitler with 2 little things there. It's like, oh, what is this name? All I'm hearing is Hitler bleeped. What does this mean?
Like, in all honesty, I think I know like 2 people that are like actually invested into this bullshit. But other than that, like, what, a bunch of Anon Phillies running around? Like, what fucking damage is that really gonna do to you?
There were a lot of Anon Phillies.
Well, I'm just saying, like, realistically, what the fuck is running around with the plushie with the question mark gonna do to you? Like, there are already people out there that are looking at you funny for going to a fucking pony convention. Like, they don't know what the fuck that is. Like, oh, it's just a question mark or whatever. Like, they're at the same level basically as these people making these documents. That's what I'm trying to say, because they don't really like know about the lore, nor do they care to learn about the lore of like Anon Philly and shit. As much as I hate that little bitch and want to kick her in the ribs, like I can care less about question mark horse.
Oh my god!
Well,
did you guys read what they say about Luftkrieg in this?
Let's have
No,
a
I
look.
didn't get that far.
Okay.
I read the parody funny version.
Here it is. Luftkrieg is mainly used to trick artists into drawing a hate symbol. Once the art is finished, it is common for the artist to receive threats and hate raids from the people friendly to the person who commissioned the art. This seems to be a way for racist and white supremacist communities to try and bully artists who are disabled, LGBTQIA plus friendly, and or outspoken against hate, offline and out of communities.
Bro, this is complete.
So they're saying is that Gary's OC, who he created just because he's Gary, if you know him, it's obvious.
Yeah.
His OC was created just to trick artists and to make them look bad and just to start bullying them, and only disabled artists and LGBTQIA plus. It sounds wrote this actually.
Dogma, dude.
Well,
it's like
it's funny because you do know who they're being specific about, right? When you read it,
yeah.
The second. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna use their name because fuck that. But yeah, it just it's fucking stupid. And like Gary, for the people that know Gary, let's just say he's shy of a dollar. Let's just say that, okay? Like, he's harmless. Like, besides the whack shit he might say in a Discord call, like, he's pretty fucking harmless.
To pick up on an old topic though, when I think it was Corp or somebody, or maybe it was you, homie, that was talking about why are these people so afraid of non-Phillies running around? Why is it? Why do they think that it's such a big issue? Since they've associated it as a hate symbol, they have it in their minds that if you even so much dare as touch this thing, you will be tainted with the original sin of racism, and then with that, you are going to do horrible things like, I don't know, like yell at black people on the internet or something. I don't fucking know what racist people do.
Well, like, that's what I was wondering, because you guys were there. Like, how much Anon Philly was really there? Because I saw so many pictures.
A lot.
Yeah, I saw so many pictures.
Really happened?
Quite a lot.
Because there was a certain vendor selling a non-Philly, like, these shirts. Actually, they were. I think you had to have pre-bought them online, and a lot of people did. So those shirts were everywhere.
That just goes back to the whole thing of, like, how many people are actually supporting this. Man.
Oh, you know what else is fuck?
Yeah.
There's this image of a non-Philly reading on her back. Someone was passing out a bunch of stickers of that, and apparently they posted that in the Trotcon Discord, and they got banned from the Discord server because the image was it was hurtful towards autistic people.
But
So they made like hundreds of stickers and posted them up on or gave them away at the con.
But Anon Philly is autistic. What the fuck?
I mean, that's sort of like fucking killing an autist to prevent him from having to deal with autism. Like, what the fuck are they on about?
Yeah, that's okay. We're going there now. We gone full circle.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. And I also saw some Applejack plantation photos being thrown around. Well, not photos, stickers being plastered around here and there. So yeah. So I heard about that. Do you think it's time to start talking about the staff and like how fucking awful they ran this place? Or
bro, who the fuck is this?
Don't say their name. Peace be upon him. You cannot speak bad or ill will upon the Griffin, okay?
I never even I hate Griffins.
Okay, you
Hey, the furries ruined them, okay? Don't.
You can't speak ill about them, or so help you God, you will be smited.
Smited? I ought to smite them.
Now pay for me to go to Everfree Northwest.
Yeah,
the wind blows and it knocks them down.
Dude, okay, like, is it just me, or were people that had no con experience or just basically any work experience besides sitting on their asses and drawing, art all day, were in charge of this convention? Because as somebody who's worked in the fucking, like, fast food industry, okay, that photo is pretty funny. But as somebody who's worked in the fast food industry for quite a long time, they teach you how to deal with bullshit. They teach you how to deal with dummies. They teach you how to, like, not be a ding-dong towards other people. But it feels like a lot of these people that were in charge of this convention never worked a day in their fucking life besides, sitting down their asses and drawing commissions at a fucking high.
Now we're really... Oh, man, I gotta get my monster, get my beer up.
Dude,
it's real boomer hours.
It truly is real boomer hours.
The words that are coming out of your mouth.
I'm sorry, I've been stuck in the fucking service industry for the past, 5 to 6 years, so I have, my mind has calluses for dealing with dummies like this, okay?
Your hands look like this so that her hooves can look like that.
100% true. But was it just me that noticed that, or staff was just they picked people that were popular within the community rather than like, hey, you actually know how to run a convention, come and help us.
Speaking of, I need a drink.
By community, you mean the Twitter side of the community, right?
Yeah, fuck those guys.
So, aka people we really don't care about.
But still, if they have power over these conventions, then I don't want to support them. I'd rather go to Trotcon 2023, but we'll talk about that later.
Already advertising it.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to like chime in on that? Like, did it look like they know what the fuck they were doing? Were they, and this is for everybody, because we, like I said, we saw the leaks. We saw what was being posted on their Discord server. We saw like other stuff. So like anyone can have an opinion about this that actually like, saw it. So anybody?
Corp, tell you a story about how you BTFO'd Darkly.
Oh, you want me to do that?
You could do that.
Yeah.
Tell us how you made them bend the knee to you.
So I didn't have a lot of exposure to con staff directly during the con. But I did run into, like, I've got some stories I could tell. One of them you guys want is, so like I said, the hotel's mask policy was optional. If you wanted to wear a mask, you could. Not required. I was not a con attendee. I was just a hotel guest. And I was trying to walk down the main hallway between the lobby and the back parking lot where my car was parked. And I was walking down the hallway. I had some people following me, so there's some witnesses of this. And I was stopped by some short female-looking person with a cane, who I guess is Darkly, the con chair, and another guy who I think is their head of security, who LARPs by the name of Patroller.
Oh God!
Like that's his actual fandom name, Patroller, and he's the head of security. So everything you need to know about that guy. And they stopped me and said, "Hey, you have to have your badge on." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just a hotel guest. I'm going to my car." And they're like, "I'm sorry. If you're coming down this hallway, you have to have a badge and a mask on." And I said, "I'm pretty sure this is a public hallway. This is part of the hotel. I'm not going to your con." And they're like, I'm sorry, it's not. This is private. And if you want to come down here, you need to have a badge and a mask on." So I said, "I'm going to go talk to the front desk." So I turned around and left. I talked to the front desk, and I told them someone was stopping me in the hallway, telling me I had to have a badge and a mask to walk down the hallway to my car. And the guy at the lobby at the front desk looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, "What? They're doing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. They should not be doing that. That is not true. That is a public hallway." And I said, "Okay, thank you for confirming it." I wasn't mad at him. So I turned around and went back and again walked down the hallway. Again, she jumped up, tried to confront me, and I just started to walk around her and said, "This is not the case. You're wrong. This is a public hallway. I just talked to the hotel front desk. They confirmed it. I don't have to listen to you." And she was really pissed off. And luckily, there was this dude who looked like security, but I guess he was a manager of the hotel. He saw the commotion. He came over and said, "What's going on?" And she's like, "He's walking down here without a badge and a mask." And the guy's like, "Yeah, this is a public hallway. If he's a guest of the hotel, he's within his rights to walk down here." So he pretty much shut her up. And I just continued walking. And yeah.
Based.
Dude, that's just them like actually being out in the real world. Like they can't just enforce their bullshit on Discord or Twitter.
About control, man.
Exactly.
All about control.
But
this is the only authority they're ever going to have in their life. So
I also have
that's how it is when anyone gets a taste of power, because most people are utterly powerless.
they fight for that little bit.
Continue, Court.
Oh, well, I mean, I also have a story about getting that party to happen, the watch party, which, oh my God, I don't think I've told this yet, but look.
Yeah.
It's not
is it
that
the rewatch
interesting.
party?
But yeah, the rewatch party.
The secret one, right?
Yeah, the one that was a pain in the ass. Like, it was originally planned to be Saturday night. And So we were trying to figure out what to do because in prior years, the con staff was very open. Even as late as last year in December, they were open to people using unoccupied panel rooms and stuff to do unofficial events. So there's a guy at the con who comes every year and he likes to bartend, like kind of, amateur bartending. He doesn't really make money off of it. He just asks for tips. The alcohol's free. He just asks for tips if he mixes you a drink so he can help pay for the alcohol, It's optional. But he wanted to set up this party like he does every year. And they were looking for some space. So they started trying to open up some panel rooms, trying to get in there. On Friday night, we did find a room, and he talked to con staff, and they seemed okay with him. And this was just a really low key party. It wasn't official or anything. There was hardly any people there, and it worked. He was able to serve drinks out of the room. It was fine. It was a small room. It was good enough. It was great, And then the next day, we tried to use it again, but it was being used by some other group, so we couldn't use it. And we tried to get another panel room, but then all of a sudden con security, this patroller guy I mentioned, started following the people around who were trying to plan this. And they weren't able to get in. And there ensued these crazy fucking ideas started spouting up. Like this hotel has a courtyard in the middle. And a lot of the rooms on the first floor had sliding glass doors, including the panel rooms. And they didn't lock those in the panel rooms. So people were like, let's just go out the sliding glass doors into the courtyard and sneak in through that sliding glass door. And then we can open up a room that way, et cetera, et cetera. So they had all these crazy plans and shit. And I even recruited someone to go and try to close the shades in the hallway so that they wouldn't see, if they happened to look out, that people were walking across the courtyard, because courtyard's closed off after 9 or 10 p.m. or something. So these crazy ass plans were being made. We even had people out there scouting. We were doing so much shit. And when we realized that wasn't going to work, some guy had the bright idea. He's like, well, there's an abandoned building down the street. Maybe we can go down there and do it. And I'm thinking in my head, an actual, you see in the movies and shit, a broken down fence and a building with the windows knocked out. Yeah. So I agreed to follow this guy to this building, but it's just a normal fucking building. It's a normal building. It's got locks on the doors. All the windows are normal. I'm like, I'm not doing this, bro. So if you two want to hang out here and look at this building and see if you can get in, go ahead. And I turned around and left. Apparently the owner showed up a few minutes later because he had a webcam set up and he could see people lurking around his building. And they're like, can we have a party in your parking lot or in the building? They're like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out.
And then, during this all, we get back to the hotel. We're discussing it. The cops are there. And people are like, why are the cops here? And some people are starting to get paranoid that it's because they're trying to plan a party. And again, the con security's following some of these people around constantly, keeping eyes on them. And everyone's getting super, super paranoid. And we were eventually thinking, we called off the party on Saturday night and we had to move it to Sunday. And because everyone was so paranoid, we're like, listen, what we'll do is we'll set a time and a room. And that'll be someone's room, right? And that'll be like a redirection point so that we'll have people show up to the room. We'll make sure that they're cool. If they're cool, we'll tell them the right room. If they're not cool, then we will basically send them away and say the party was over or canceled or something. So this is the level of paranoia we were getting at. Someone decided to rent 2 rooms on Sunday night because the hotel was emptying. People start to leave on Sunday. There were rooms available. He got 2 rooms next to each other, but they weren't connecting. So there was no door between them, but they were next to each other. And I went up there with them and they decided to move all the furniture from one room to the other. So they moved all the beds and I helped them hold the doors open and shit. And we got all the beds moved into one room and they're like, okay, we're going to hold the party in this room. So the night of the party, the people who were there might remember this if you were there early. Everyone was being directed up to this room. The guy up there, the bartender, was mixing drinks. Everything's going good. And we realized right after it gets announced that there's so many people in this room already. The room was filling up, even though there was no beds or anything taking up room. The room was still filled in standard. And we're like, fuck, we're out of room. We can't do a watch party in here. So we did the whole plan from the day before where someone snuck out of a first floor sliding glass door across the courtyard into a panel room, snuck in, and they made it. They made it into a room. We took over a room. It's Sunday night, and they started sitting up there, and there was some drama that basically in order to prevent certain legal trouble from happening, the people mixing drinks and stuff were going to stay up in the room, and then they were going to have the actual watch party with a TV and shit down in the panel room, so more people could sit down. So you could go up, get your alcohol, come back down, and then watch ponies. And that worked out pretty well. So it worked pretty well in the end. And in fact, while we were setting up in that panel room, hotel staff literally came by because they were changing the signs on the doors, away from Trotcon to whatever next was going to happen. They looked in and they were like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, oh, we're just going to have a little get together. And the hotel was actually cool about it. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. Just, clean up after yourself and try to keep it down, which is reasonable. And we're like, okay, cool. So it was actually like hotel staff approved, and the con staff came by. And at this point, they knew that their power is basically gone. And they were just like, oh, does the hotel know you guys are here? And we're like, yeah, they know. They came by and they said it's fine. They're like, oh, okay, have fun. So they could have done that Saturday, but fuck us, right? Like, no fun allowed. So yeah, we ended up having a party. I think it ended up pretty well. I don't know if anyone here got to go to those, but
it sounds like a fucking mission. Jesus.
It was. There was so much drama, and I'm leaving stuff out because it's kind of boring, or I don't want to like talk about people's personal issues, because a couple of these people involved got their badges pulled. I don't think it was directly related to the party, but they did get their badges pulled on, I think, Sunday.
Jeez.
And that was another reason why we did it Sunday, was because we knew people would be leaving, and we knew our potential audience was very, very large, and we wanted to keep it down, the numbers down. So,
I wonder if anyone got blacklisted because of that, if they found out.
No, at the Sunday everything was fine.
Okay.
Like I said, we had approval at that point.
It's fucking hilarious.
So the con saying that the hotel won't allow you to do this, and the hotel's like, yeah, you're fine. But all along, it was the fucking con being dicks. And I know there's a lot of people going around saying, oh, the con was told by the hotel. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. I think this patroller guy, who I think this is his first year as head of security or something, I think he's like a little mall cop, a little con cop out there. Mm-hmm. He's got his power and he's trying to flex his dick, but
little millimeter repeater.
Yes.
Man. It just sounds like, because is this also true for those that know that a lot of the former staff left or was forced out by all these new people, and like the quote unquote cool people that are still in there are just too far outnumbered to do anything to try to keep Trotcon from what Trotcon has been for the previous years? Because everyone that went prior kept saying, like, this is the con, this is the party con, this is a crazy one to go to. But December
definitely wasn't that.
Yeah, because December was like, it's all right. I mean, funny, lockdown bullshit. So I'm glad we have a con. But then this one rolled around and it was just like, what the fuck is this? Like even the OCs changed and stuff. Like it was primarily the main, orange mare, and like now it's just griffins and griffins and random other species. Is like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Bro, I think like this con just encapsulates this whole, the liberals, how they like invade a space and just like replace out
the libs,
yeah,
and how furries like to just butt themselves into places, yeah,
they butt in, take over, and like
this is our community now. Sorry.
Yeah,
well, I mean, according to Jenny, this is a good thing, right? Because
this is a good thing
because furries know how to run cons and run them to the ground. Apparently,
yeah.
But does anyone have anything to say about that though? Like, this, I know.
I mean, I don't have any complaints against like the critters that are in MLP, but I don't like seeing like a total furry takeover of the thing because like people will probably debate you that that MLP shit is furry to begin with. I'm not going to get into that debate because people have a lot of strong opinions tied up into that. But if this is like what furries do for their cons, I'm surprised that anybody even goes to them to begin with.
Well, I mean, those types of people, they want to be around each other, so I'm not really surprised. That's their bread and butter, basically.
Well, that was a strange thing too, because many conventions that have other groups weren't having the same issues, but, and by issues I mean like mandates and booster, requirements and stuff. But that's another thing for another time. Does anyone else?
That's another thing that really grabs my goat is that these people really still care about COVID in current year.
Well, now
It's like one of the only things that they have, or to like still keep that going so that they could have that control.
It's purely political, really. I don't even think it's really a safety reason at this point. It's not for them. It's just purely political, really. Away from like flex themselves, basically.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't be surprised that it's just as another means of control, but at the same time it just seems so hollow. At least if we're talking on a con level. It just seems like a hollow, useless measure. And besides, I'm pretty sure that so long as people aren't like, coughing into each other's mouths and blowing loogies down other people's noses or anything, I'm pretty sure the level of coof spreading is not going to be that bad.
Well, there is a new threat occurring in specific communities that I will rather not dive into it too much.
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's gonna hit the furry community kind of hard.
Well, this isn't
already catch quite a lot.
This isn't slander at all because we've seen the pictures, but at furry conventions they do have an HIV testing, so kind of sus.
I mean, if you need that at a fucking convention, that kind of tells you all that you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, this is okay. Speaking of, I don't want people to say names, but this person specifically, if you guys know who this person is, was staff. And for those that are in the know, like, you realize what kind of a interesting person this guy is.
Oh god.
And he
very cool, Stucky.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I don't want to say this out loud because I don't want them to get attention. But like,
just don't say their name, really.
See, not even a fucking pony or anything.
Yeah. It's always most random shit, yeah.
And he's staff. He's staff.
What the fuck is he doing here?
He's staff. He's a,
Clearly the options is to make sure that the guests have the worst possible relations with the con staff to begin with.
These are the types of people that are running your conventions, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
name me one prominent like fucking staff member who runs conventions that actually has a pony profile picture. Can you?
I don't pay attention to any of this stuff, so I couldn't off the top of my head.
Wait, what's the challenge?
Name me anyone that like runs like a pony convention now that's like a staff member that actually has a pony profile picture. That's not furry.
Yeah, just purely pony.
Oh,
I'm in the HarmonyCon server, and the people there have pony.
Yeah, and I mentioned that like a couple days ago. Like, I looked up their fucking staff, and I think with the exception of maybe one or two people, a majority of them are pony. So, it just says a lot right there. Because once you start seeing like other creature and then hybrids of pony and like all this other shit, like,
and it turns furry.
Yeah, then it gets weird, and then it's like, are you guys even like here for pony, or you guys are just here for like, some other fucking reason? But
they want to turn from their furry convention, basically.
Yeah, but
like they don't have enough of those already.
Exactly. But does anyone else have any like interesting things to say about like staff and like how it was ran or anything like that before we get into our last topic? Anybody?
I can't think of anything, but I sure do hope that HarmonyCon doesn't get run into the ground as the same specimens that evidently ran Trotcon.
Yeah,
I do have one staff interaction.
You had one?
Well, it was like
Was it
more,
puns?
security shenanigans.
Oh, well, what happened?
Where me and some of the boys are just walking down the hallway, and someone just passes by, says, "Put on the mask," and he like walks off, and we keep walking. Then he turns around and starts following us.
Yep.
And we take a right somewhere, and like he stops, is like, "You're not allowed to be here without a mask on." And having heard corpse stories, like, "Oh, well, this is probably like a public space." So I'll tell him, "No, this is like, I don't think we need a mask here. This is a public space. Like, I can go check if needed." And like he starts getting really angry at us. It's like, "No, you have to have your mask on right now." And we're all just kind of confused about how upsetty he's getting when no one is like really fighting him at all. We're just like asking a couple of questions. And at a point, I forgot what he said exactly at the end, but he basically like called us dicks and then stormed off.
Oh, wow.
You got some Pro Tools audio.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Pro
no, you're
Tools
good.
audio.
Oh, is it glitchy?
Somewhat.
Yeah, you were kind of buzzing.
Yeah, you were buzzing, but
I thought that was my headset for a minute, but I guess
thought
it's
it was, I don't know, internet.
sound man just dipping his fucking mic into
It's
like some
it's a
Coca-Cola.
bug with Pro Tools.
What? Is it better?
No.
No,
Do you,
it's exactly
do you have
the
Pro
same.
Tools open?
Yeah.
That's why. I knew someone else who has the same problem whenever Pro Tools is open.
Pro Tools does like to grab onto the audio.
Well,
I like concept masks.
yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that. Did you see a name or you already forgot?
I didn't see a name at all because he kind of just like, I guess, gave up by the end of it. It was like, "Oh yeah, put on your mask, don't be a dick," and then like stormed off.
It's kind of weird.
He can't even annoy you to put your mask on with any effort. How pathetic.
No,
Yeah.
the-
Like if
the staff at the con didn't really have a defense for having to wear a mask. They just said that it's con policy and that's it. Like they didn't really care, like have any acknowledgement to like the hotel policy.
Or have any leverage to like enforce
Yeah.
it or whatever.
They didn't have any of that.
It sounds like they weren't really thinking about anything if they aren't even going to get the leverage to yell at you with.
Just seems so.
And then of course, everyone had masks, but
And I want to say that in the line for the 18 plus vendor hall, they had staff like constantly walk up and down the line to make sure you're wearing a mask.
Mhm.
okay, I can at least say those guys were at least a little more nice about it. Like
Yeah.
nicer. They weren't just complete dicks. They're like, "Oh, put on your mask," and then like made a joke or something. So at least they like kept it lighthearted enough. They weren't just like mask Nazis yelling at you for not having it. It's like a little kindness goes a long way. I thought 9 seasons of the show would have taught them that. Guess not.
Well, you see, a lot of these people don't watch the show.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
or they just watched the last fucking 3 seasons.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling around in their fucking like on their who staff and then other like prominent members, it looks like, and for a lot of people saying that they're broke and they need money and this and that, it seems like they're going to a lot of other cons. Some of them are going to Gala this week.
Some of them are asking people to pay for them to go to other cons.
Yeah, like they're going to,
That's what fucking gets me. They like e-bag for them to go on these, little mini vacations or conventions.
Or they e-bag so they can go be a vendor and make money. Mhm.
You think they would already like have another source of income, especially if they're like some big name in whatever fandom circles they're floating around in, but I guess they just want to see how many people they can sucker out of money.
Well,
They
it's
ask for
just-
people to expense their own business.
It's just people enabling it. Like once they stop enabling them, and they get hit with reality and realize, huh, I need to do this myself, then it'll stop. But as long as there's a strong community that keeps enabling them and giving them money, it's not going to stop. You know, I could realistically go to one convention a year. But it seems like these people, and I'm looking up and down this list, they go to like multiple conventions a year throughout the United States, some of them even going out of the country. So very interesting, but I digress. Here's an image.
See, King Evershade pays his way to his con. He doesn't e-beg for that.
King.
He's a
everything.
king.
King Evershade.
He's a king.
Well, yeah, he's a king. He can afford it. Obviously,
As a side note,
he's just taking a little bit of money out of the royal treasury. You know, as a little treat to himself to afford it.
That's it. That's it.
as a side note, this is an interesting banner they had over there. Those don't look like mares, but I know those characters are supposed to be mares. There's a random dog OC on that mare, so
Just don't question it.
I thought that was like a cat sitting on someone's shoulder or something.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's a cat. That's a cat.
Cat, dog. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there.
cat
It's
dog.
kind of poorly drawn. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on.
I mean, everyone sort of looks like they have that stallion muzzle to them.
Yeah, they all like masculine.
Yeah, clearly these mares are fucking tea machines or something, dude.
No.
They're
Maybe they're they're trying to tell us something with the facial
Stallion the mare.
structure.
Oh,
I was just thinking that apparently they're more masculine than most stallions. Like, what the hell's going on here?
I mean, it makes sense because two of them are right near like a rainbow.
Oh man.
I thought it was just a rainbow because, like, you know, in MLP they have that fucking they have that rainbow hair. They got that ponies are multiple colors, but maybe that's just me being a little bit more. I don't know, just desperate to try and not think it's that.
I mean, that was before the rainbow was like utterly bastardized something else. But
Hijacked.
yeah,
So you guys know that like one of the founders of Trotcon and also I think is there a mascot named Peanut Butter? Is that the name of the mascot?
Is it a
I
peanut?
swear.
So
Peanut?
Sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, something peanut.
So Peanut Butter. So the person who created Peanut Butter, right? And or the person who goes by the name of Peanut Butter, and also one of the original con chairs, were both like attended Hotel Con with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ran into them, but I heard that they were also attending as non-attendees because they could not comply with the booster mandate. So there was a lot of people attending who weren't actually at the con.
imagine seeing the con you worked at. You helped start up, just go down this fucking far. Jesus Christ, ugh, demoralizing as fuck, really.
As soon as Kevin left, I should have known.
Yeah, well, that's why I really wish we had some people in here that were shilling this con for 2 years straight, and then all of a sudden, even they're like, "What the fuck happened?" Because that was their local pony con, and now they're like, "Yeah, we're not going anymore."
The thing that gets me, there must have been more cool people than just Kevin on the staff beforehand. Like, you can't. I doubt it was good just because of him. I mean, it must have just been some major switchover across the board, I would think. I don't know how it happened, but
I think it was gradual. I think one person of that other community got in, and then they started bringing their people in, and then it was a numbers game at that point. I feel it was like a gradual thing, probably.
Well,
Sounds like we're talking about a Formosa termite invasion.
yeah, no, and I think that's what sort of happens within many communities. It's like once they open the gate to one, and then a few more show up, and then a few more show up, and then other people are like, I'm kind of done with it. Like, not to say that they're
It's like that graph or that chart I've seen where it's like the death of any community.
yeah.
It's like people like this one thing, and then like one person joins in, and then it starts crowding out the original people, and it starts losing what like made it originally fun or whatever, and then it just becomes like a normalized spaced or something like that. I gotta find it. It was funny, but it also made sense.
It's the chart, right? The stick figure chart. Like they're not.
Yeah, it's the one with the stick figures, and they're like playing cards or something.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
So basically, once that one person brings those few extra people in, that's when you say, okay, you need to stop now. I don't like where this is going already.
It's kind of hard to enforce that over something as nebulous as a community, but it's good for a con.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Is
very
it time to back the old gatekeeping.
well. I mean, there might be if we talk about the next topic. If you guys want to talk about it,
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's talk about the. As this was going on, I'm sure some of you guys were keeping, you guys were keeping up on it. But there was a thread that popped up, like really quick, because people were just like fucking done. They were like, "You guys are stupid. We're not." And again, they want to advertise themselves as like the largest convention, like at that certain point. I would have to look it up real quick, but it's on their banner on their Twitter saying, "Join us for the 10th anniversary as the longest running /MLP con and Western animation event." So already they're putting in something else there, right?
Yeah.
It's not purely just MLP anymore. Like it's Western animation.
Which is a very broad topic.
Exactly. So that's how they get you, is that they start opening up to that. But people were like, yeah, this is bullshit. Let's make up this own thread and throw up some hypotheticals. And it was the theoretical hypothetical. I love saying those words.
Let's say, hypothetically, we made our own PonyCon.
Basically that. Theoretical PonyCon must-haves. So people were just saying, and I quote, "After the Dilation Station's shit show that was Trotcon 2022, what features would your theoretical perfect PonyCon have? What would not be allowed? I'll start. No G5, EQG, or furry. It would be a G4 MLP exclusive. After dark panels and vendors. Actual relevant guests that still matter. I.e., no Saber Spark or Eurobeat, whoever. No mask or vax requirements. And no insane power-tripping staff. And that's hard mode. Might as well underline that quite a few times. But
the hard mode or the no insane power-tripping staff?
That is the hard mode part.
Hard mode is the staff.
Yeah, because the staff can make or break your convention because it depends on how much experience and also their vision that they're bringing to the table and what they can actually do. But clearly, like I mentioned before and have mentioned many a time, it seems like a lot of people that were on this staff for this convention didn't know how to run a convention. They were barely saved by the fact that it just because it happened doesn't necessarily make it seem like it was successful. That's what I'm trying to get at. And although you see all the people that are happy on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, it still goes back to the original thing of them having over 1,344 total attendees, yet the most reactions as of right now of July 29th of this recording, they only had 250 likes on that post. They only had 27 replies on that post and only 78 retweets. So that could be a sign of people just saying, we don't fucking care anymore. But judging from the conversations that I heard in here, as well as other places and from other people, not just within here, but just people that I often talk to, a lot of people are not going to go back to this con or even go, for the first time. And is that a correct assumption to have in this group right now?
I'm probably going to go to HarmonyCon. Like the first con I think I've ever been to is going to be that.
So HarmonyCon. Anyone else? Is my assumption correct? Like, you guys are never going to support this convention, like, ever?
Bro, I haven't supported it then, and I haven't supported it since.
I don't think I'd go back unless like
support it now.
I'm gonna go to GalaCon instead.
Ooh.
Only a 2-day con.
That's a bit of a
Yeah,
trip.
but there's like stuff to do in Germany. Like
Yeah.
I've never been to Germany before.
you speak German.
He can
I've been
drink.
German.
Insert political comment about modern Germany that I'm not going to bring up now.
He
To
gets.
me, if you don't speak
Um,
German, that seems like it would be pretty awkward.
You'd
No,
be
it's fine.
Yeah, most European countries, especially the Western ones, like they actually speak more English and they speak their native language.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah,
Especially if you're in a city at a store,
kinda
they're
fucked
probably
up,
going to know
really.
you. It's really not that hard to get around in a country where you don't speak the language. It's a lot easier than you think.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do if you're going to Gala is say, "Hi, I am here for the Ponin Convention," or some shit.
I like there are only 2 pony conventions that I would never give money to, unless they change their executive staff, and that's EFNW and Trotcon. Those are the 2.
Oh, so Trotcon is now on the list because before it was just
Yeah.
like EFNW.
Yeah, as long as Darkley's in charge, and whoever else is on their board, but mostly Darkley, she runs it. I mean, it's her company. She runs Dragon Adventures. It's a for-profit company. They ask for donations as a for-profit company. So, I mean, if you're a company and your aim is to be for-profit to make money, there's nothing better than people giving you money and expecting nothing in return. That's literally 100% profit.
Hmm.
And they made $20,000 like that last year.
Oh,
And they still couldn't have a fucking laminator that worked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Interesting.
laminator was broken.
Yeah.
$20,000 doesn't buy you a laminator, but does buy you a dunk tank that you can't use and just sits in the back because you're too stupid to know you need insurance for it.
You know, I was
But, you know.
wondering what that dunk tank was for. I never saw it being used.
Yeah, they didn't
Wow.
have the insurance for it. Oops. It's another example of their poor planning and money mismanagement.
Well, you guys got the free popcorn. Ha ha ha.
Right?
I did get one free popcorn.
Was it worth the
What?
$20,000?
It was
$20,000 for a
fuck.
fucking bag of popcorn.
But I mean, it was what you'd expect from like the cart popcorn that they make at like carnivals and shit.
Dude, even then, it shouldn't be like overly salty. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they also like run a not the charity event, but like they needed more money and they also made that goal?
Yes.
My God,
Oh,
see,
they've been making so
Ah,
they had been
jeez.
doing charity events up until the day of Trotcon. Like there was the big $20,000 raise, but every single weekend they were doing like gaming sessions on Twitch to raise money for the con. Okay. But yeah, on Sunday, before the con was even over, they opened up a new GoFundMe or something to fund next year's con, like for $10,000 or something. It's fucking insane. It's like, where the fuck did the proceeds go from the badges you sold? And because they're a private for-profit company, guess what? No one can ever know. So, I mean, I guess we can try and figure out if Darkley's buying a bunch of new cars and houses and shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I mean, they should have been made, like, assuming everybody bought an early bird 3-day pass, that would at least be like $66,000. Where has that gone?
We have
Somewhere.
Yeah, I know, again, going back to what I said earlier, like a lot of people within my friend circle, so, you know, easily 10 plus people, including their friends and then their friends. So easily, possibly over 100 something people supported this con. And I know quite a few people gave them the money for this con to stay afloat because when COVID hit, you know, everyone was worried about these conventions like actually dying. But, you know,
Don't forget about sponsor badge people who paid $200, $300, $400, $500 for, you know, a badge.
Yeah. So it just goes to show, like, why are there people, like, either they don't know what's going on, or they're just, I guess they refuse to see the truth. Like, I don't know. But the fact that they're still being supported and the fact that it's still going on and this is still happening, it boggles my mind. But going back to the theoretical convention, would anyone like to start off and say a few things that what they would like to see at like a theoretical convention for IRL?
Okay, first off, what was the dunk tank even for? Like, what was that intended for? Who was going to...
Ellie Ray.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm guessing all that money would have just gone to charity.
Probably.
You know what?
Quote,
it would be
unquote.
great if we could have a dunk tank with someone dressed up as Rainbow Dash, and then
Oh,
there's like
no.
milk for the dunk tank. That'd be a great
No,
thing
just
to have at home.
someone like spend a fucking grand on buying like all that like bad dragging cum lube and just fill the tank up with that.
You guys see what happened to the dunk tank though?
What happened?
No, what happened?
Oh god. Okay. So during the time we were trying to get parties organized, I think Saturday night, someone's like, let's just do a party out in the back parking lot. So at some point around then, and this was after the Garfield panel, someone had the plush from Garfield there and they put it up on the dunk tank. And they put a bunch of like those huge plastic containers of like the Cheeto balls.
Oh no.
You know, they put it all up there and then they dunked it into the dunk tank and they left it all behind. Apparently, though, a squirrel came in at night and there was a dead squirrel.
Oh.
So they ended up accidentally because the squirrel got in the dunk tank and couldn't get out and drowned.
So Trotcon has a death attached to it. That's lovely. Okay.
Wait, okay, so DashCon, you get pissed in the ball pit. Trotcon, you get dead squirrel in the dunk tank. Awesome.
That was the first thought that I had in my mind. It's like DashCon had the pee-pee in the ball pit, and then here you have like a little dead squirrel floating in like the cheese ball soup of the dunk tank.
Oh my god!
And I don't think I pointed it out. The person who went to the hospital, the reason why he went to the hospital was because the con wouldn't give him a badge until he went and got a booster. He didn't know about the booster policy.
I wanted to bring
be
that
clear
up.
on it.
Yeah.
Oh, did he have to go to the hospital because he took that booster?
Indirectly, yeah.
It was all because of the booster, kind of indirectly, because of Trotcon.
They couldn't do a, just a negative COVID test. Apparently, that was forbidden.
Forbidden.
Nope.
No,
And
people.
Had to have
he
a
went-
booster.
He went Friday morning, went to Walgreens, got his COVID test or his booster. He showed it to me. He's like, hey, I had to go. It was real stupid. I had to go get this dumb booster. I didn't even know about this dumb rule. And then by Sunday night, he's in the hospital because of dehydration brought on by
Damn.
a fever. He had a fever and sweats and stuff, and
I
got
was
dehydrated.
wondering if someone just straight up injected him with salt if he has this much dehydration by Sunday.
He
It was a booster.
fighting the booster. It was the booster.
Was it the Moderna? That
I
in
think
my
it-
experience,
Madonna.
I think it was.
Moderna.
The Madonna.
In my experience, that one sucks more.
It might have been.
Well, I don't want to speak
I don't know.
for him, but I also heard, again, hearsay, that the doctor was like, yeah, this could have killed you. Like, this could have killed you, and what the fuck? So...
That would have been a better, like, fucking worse look. Imagine that fucking staff team said that shit about him, and then he ended up dying. Like, the fucking scandal that would have happened immediately afterwards. Like, fuck me. That would have been fucking horrible.
And that's what people were, like, getting at. They're like, look, we know we might not see eye to eye on a lot of shit, but why would you, like, wish that upon somebody? Like, oh, I hope it's for... It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they didn't even know, like, if they were going to be fine or not. So for all they know, he might have actually fucking died, and they were just saying it anyway.
Yeah, someone in the stat chat was like, yo, that's a person that you're talking about, man.
Yeah, I was surprised that he actually stood up for that. Because, knowing them, they're like, oh, you're sticking up for this guy? Get the fuck out of here.
I guess it took someone almost dying for him to have like a moment of lucidity.
He got his humanity back for that moment.
For that moment, then immediately went away.
Yeah, the little bit of humanity he keeps locked in the box in the back of his mind finally got out and said, "Bro, what the fuck, man? Not cool."
Bro. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it. So I'll directly quote it. I know this is like a topic we were talking about way before, but might as well get that straight away. But yeah, this guy is like, who's the Wambo for? And they're like, they went up the elevator. The other person's like, last I heard, possibly level 5 room parties. Cannot confirm though. I think that was something else that they were talking about. But then this guy's like, oh yeah, hopefully for a 410 G-Gen. Other person's like, LOL. And the one person is like, that's still a person, you guys. So that happened. That got leaked. I know the one that got leaked on the board was like the names were scratched off, but then later on they included the names. So that was interesting to see.
In my theoretical perfect con, no ambulances, but no dying, no near-death experiences.
Oh yeah, no, and this guy was con staff too. It wasn't just some rando. Like,
yeah.
There he is, and I'll put it on the videos. So you know, we're not gonna hide any names here. You know, at least for this.
And let's see here, my theoretical perfect con. You know, the con that I would have here takes place in a giant, big, huge convention center. All the rooms that you could have. And there's like the big arena area where, you know, it would be like an ice rink or it would be a basketball court. Just that whole space. One giant merch hall. And then there's like the main event room that's like kind of to the side, you know, got all the chairs and the stages in there and everything. Went to the, you know, cosplay contest and everything. But yo, bro, so in that thread, people are just like dartboarding, spitballing all these ideas. There was like a guy that wanted a car meet. You know, people would drive in with like their ponified cars or whatever. There was like a masquerade event that a person threw out. I think that would be cool. There would be the late night parties or dance parties. So that would be cool. That's a must. You got to have that. What I like to see that's not, you know, on that list that the person was putting together is that it would be nice. The convention center, there's like a bunch of like restaurants and shopping, you know, stores and everything like that. That's around the convention center. And it's all walking distance, actually. Mm-hmm. So it would be pretty cool that, you know, if you get the rumblies in the middle of the con, rather than going to the one pizza joint or the Papa John's or whatever, or the donut stand that's inside the convention, why not we like step out and we could like probably go to a PF Chang's or go to a burger joint, you know, and it's just a walk a ways, and then, you know, you could walk back and then join the con. Same thing for hotels. Hotels are, you know, around walking distance, or, you know, it's a little drive. If you have a skateboard, it's doable. You could totally do it with a skateboard. It's easy peasy. So I think that would be nice. As far as like G4 exclusive, I feel like you're leaving out some like, you know, legacy fans, you know, that are like G1 or G2. So it would be nice, you know, to kind of like include those.
And G3.
Yeah, or G3.
Oh, God.
So, and it also lets you expand out to like, you know, maybe some like staff or voice actors that worked on the more older stuff, you know?
I'd honestly
that would be cool, but I feel like, I feel like a lot of people are probably like deceased now, unfortunately.
I think Tabitha.
Either that or they're too fucking old for that shit.
Exactly.
Like the recent Comic-Con that I had in my con, like this past summer. Well, I think it was last year. No, it was this past summer. We had like fucking OG Sailor Moon VAs come in.
That sounds epic.
Well, you can get some OG MLP VAs often. They often come to most of the Brody. You know, was it Tabitha and Andrea? They were on G1, was it?
Yeah, I think they go that far. Tabitha.
Who did Spike's voice? Whoever did Spike's voice was in G1 too.
See?
Damn, that'd be wild if they actually showed up.
I remember watching some G1 specials like Minty Christmas. I'm like, oh my God, these voices are so familiar. I'm like, oh shit, I know who these from fucking G4.
They're still in the industry.
But I know Zach Hurley's still alive, but I don't know if she's ever going to go to a con again. Grandma.
We should bring. We should bring Grandma. She often gets pushed to the side when Lauren's around.
Wasn't she there? She was there at BronyCon 2019.
She was, but sadly, most of all of the questions were directed towards Lauren, and she was just kind of sitting there. So
yeah, I guess it's because like G-Force kind of overshadowed a lot of the old pony stuff. And frankly, I do agree that so long as it's part of the MLP franchise, it should be there.
I still have an appreciation for it though, because like a lot of the designs.
Why all the anti-EQG? That's also that's the spin-off of G4.
You know what? You want to argue with those people? Go ahead and argue with those people, but that's never gonna end because you're gonna have just those two to three people or possible same posters just battling it out with you, just saying no, not giving you an actual reason why. Besides, of course, saying they're human, but you know, for those that seen G2, G2 has a very, very strong case of it not being really pony.
I could just absolutely fucking bottom befuddle them by saying Equestria Girls had a better send off for the show than fucking G4 did, but you know, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, it's gonna start a flame war.
That's going to start a giant fucking flame war.
Yeah.
Like I said.
But hey, I mostly just like to mock the No Hooves posters because it should only be a meme. But of course, there's going to be those one or two hardcore artists that are like,
constantly screaming. Speaking of Ravenous Flame Wars, we should have the after hours, the after dark panels. Or the 18 plus stuff. 18 plus merch haul. Yeah.
Honestly, for a minute, I thought that all the 18 plus shit, if it wasn't out in the open, they were going to have people like the merchant from Resident Evil 4 going, what are you buying?
Yeah, there's like fucking shady places.
Dude, that
should be the requirement, is that anything like in the After Dark, or like the After Dark or whatever sections, everybody is required by con law pretty much to have like a shady guy get up.
They all gotta dress like the fucking merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Dude, I would love to see that. Like he just like, what you need, friend? Opens his trench coat, has like a bunch
of like all punny smut. Yeah,
like he has a bunch of like Anon Phillies and Ariane plushies.
It'd actually be even funnier if one of them had a Lyra plushie somewhere.
No, what I want to see. Like one of them, and I'll throw more ideas later on. But like, I want it to be like
illegal knockoff Lyra plushie.
Yeah. Well, besides that, but I would love to see
reproduction Lyra plushies.
No. What I would like to see was like, you know, like those Arabian like tents, those marketplaces.
Yeah,
they'll be like, yes, come in, my friend.
Oh, would it be like a bizarre theme?
Yes, you actually have like, it's a barter for the mares.
Yeah, you get to haggle the guy.
Barter for the mayor. You just have to make sure that you like have stuff like, I don't know, like a Cadbury cream egg with you, and then maybe I don't know.
And you have to pay for the stuff cash, no card. It has to be cash.
Oh man,
that would be pretty good. Either cash or you have something that you can convince the guy to trade you an Ariane plushie for.
This mare, very good, very strong. He's like smacking her ass and shit. Like,
you could fit 3 whole fillies in the one mare. Yes,
yes. This mare can give many foals. Who wants?
This mare give many foal. Who wants $50 plus?
Yeah. We start at $50.
No. Mare $50. That is too much. I give you $30.
You don't understand. Mare is beautiful. Mare is ready for fall.
Yes.
You need to understand. She is worth $50.
50. No, 50 beautiful mare. No, I will give you at most $40. Yes.
we will have agreement
right now. $40. Right now. Take cash now.
Look at hole. Nice, tight, and warm. All right, before we get a little too off topic there, that would be hilarious. So I would like to see at least one guy do that.
Feel like at your perfect theoretical con.
Somebody mentioned if the Florida con happens that they want DeSantis to be there.
He gets his own panel and he answers the real burning question.
Oh no.
That we all want to hear.
Some people were saying that they want to see like an IRL like wrestling matches. So bring the waifu wars to life.
We got bring the luchador matches at mine,
dude. I think
that would be awesome. Like luchador matches between like a bunch of waifu fags. Just like get them all.
Yeah, like the waifu fags and their mask is like their waifu, and they gotta rustle it out.
Yeah, they got to get some good wrestling going.
I can see it happening. I mean, with the proper training and stuff, but maybe more down the road. Because I know a lot of YouTubers do that, or like they'll train for a year or two, and then they'll have like a boxing or MMA match. So that would be interesting to see. Just like
I don't know. I think a luchador match would be much more interesting than boxing or MMA.
Well, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Just oh man, that'd be wonderful. Other good ideas though, like what Poner mentioned, was just basically having a lot of the stuff like nearby. I don't know how close the hotel was to the airport for Trot. Was it close or was it a bit of a drive?
Really.
No,
it's about 25-30 minute drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Traffic was bad. It was even further.
And there was fuck all to do around the hotel. Like you had to drive to get to like the nearest something.
Okay.
Yeah, I drove, so I was driving people around all the time. It was fine. It was
Columbus is a
kind of
big
annoying,
city,
but
though.
I don't mind driving.
Yeah, I mean there was just a lot of that. I mean it's good points, you know. It's good points, like just having shit there, you know. Because even BronyCon, at least there was the Subway and Burger King, and hell, was it a 7-Eleven? I think.
Remember the Baltimore Convention Center? It was pretty big, and there are stuff around to do.
Yeah, well,
that's what.
That's what I was saying. Like, at least those are the three closest food places. I mean, if you want to walk a little bit more, I know there was like a pizza place, the IHOP.
I remember there was the Jimmy John's.
Oh yeah.
Bustling.
Yeah, the Jimmy's John's. It's somewhere around there.
Nah, Janny John's, bro. Janny John's.
Is that what the Jannies get paid in? Rather than Hot Pockets, they get sandwiches from Jimmy John's?
The Janny John.
What would not be allowed? People from this board, ideally. Anything else though? Like any theoretical, hypothetical, other buzzwords?
If they're more similar to the cons around my cons, so maybe if I could shill hard enough, maybe the next PonyCon could come down here, right next to some restless, dangerous crossings, as it were.
Yeah, I'm sure from what I've heard of the echoes and down the grapevine, some of these people are planning something out. So I won't go into too much detail, but that's what I hear. And anything else? Anything else for the ideal pony convention?
I would think that
cosplay contest.
Cosplay contest.
That could be good for the cosplay people. I'm probably not going to be one of them, but that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think that if for some reason it was unavoidable that you were going to be a little bit more out of the way with there being little in the way of, other places to eat, at least trying to procure at least something for people to get that they don't have to drive super far away to get. That I don't know how it would work, which is why I probably would never be responsible for planning a con, but some sort of providing of food.
What do you mean by providing
catering? Can be expensive.
Yeah, it can be stupid expensive, especially if you get 1,300 people, like somehow Trotcon managed to. So it probably wouldn't work very well for that. It's just something that I'm shooting out there because it could be an option, but it probably wouldn't work.
Just need to have a nicely condensed I don't know, shopping center or whatever. All the restaurants that you could eat is just like around.
Oh yeah, I
cool
love
if it's, like,
I
across the
love the
street
mall
from the
food
mall.
courts.
Yeah.
All the food that can give you all the horrible stomach problems of mall food.
You know, that's a good one, being close to a mall, because the mall can provide a lot of what you need normally.
Mall-con.
Mall-con, baby.
Imagine if somehow one of the abandoned malls that is sitting around somewhere, someone managed to secure the whole damn mall for like a con. That'd be whack.
Damn.
That
I
could
mean, a
work.
lot of these
I
malls are fucking dying, so they might actually accept that. Let's be
Yeah, I
honest.
mean that could work, but you'd probably be hard pressed. Like if you only got a few hundred people coming, like you'd be hard pressed to afford that.
I mean, it would at least be some form of money to be made for whoever the fuck owns the mall, but it would still be a pain in the ass.
I guess if it's empty anyway.
So this person made like some list here, sort of down as the convention was kind of dying. As the thread was kind of dying and reached its limit, and some of the stuff was already mentioned before, but I'll repeat it. Unless somebody has something to say before I kill their train of thought.
Go down the list. Go down the list.
Okay.
Do the list, dude.
So this is the list, and I quote, list update. I started including some ideas posted on this post-Trotcon thread because discussions are less tainted over there than it is here. However, I'm still updating this list. Another friendly reminder that this is everyone's ideas being posted. If I missed anything, please let me know. And we start. Absolute free speech. Not political. Nothing that isn't G4. Some things that aren't G4. After Dark event. Plus 18. No meme guest. No furries. No COVID shit. At a convention center and not a hotel. At a barn. No social media presence. A room to guess full con artist.
Oh
right.
boy, someone would have a problem with that.
I'll keep going. A mix of indoor and outdoor events, a car show, relevant musicians, and not the same meme musicians again. This is a big one. Hygiene requirements.
Oh yeah, I remember
Ace.
that.
You would think that would be like something to have to begin with. Like, if you stink like fish that's been left out for a week, you can't come here.
Dude, I'm just,
Wash, please.
I think a department that's needed before I continue on this list is the sanitation department, where they just chase con goers around with a hose of water and soap, just hose them down.
Major stink alert!
Yeah, stinky alert, stinky alert. So just running around chasing these people.
Stinky.
And I'll go back to the list. So yeah, hygiene requirements, a horse charity, a masquerade event, MLP wrestling event, IRL IRL baking panel, pony western themes, a rave, a TF2 LAN party, water canyons and super soakers, slash MLP discussing porn, karaoke, open pony panel, MareQuest panel, wet brain panel, art exchange, and then finally, at least in this list, Miss/MLP coronation ceremony. And these two people included other things right here as just ideas, but again, year one, mini-con to test the waters, free admission, rent event space at a small hotel in a desirable area for 1 to 2 days, and then they have prices, limit admission to whatever the capabilities of the event space are, so 150 to 300 attendees, free space for vendors, free panel slots on a first come, first served basis, crowdfund as much of the bill as possible, ideally from /MLP, and or set up a private donation links. Rules: if it's legal and doesn't break hotel policy, it's good to go. If it's illegal, keep it in your hotel room. That's a little iffy. Prepare website for year 2 and have it ready to go live as soon as year 1 is over. After guests have their literal best con experience ever, ask if they'd be willing to pay a $20 admission for the next following year. Wait here for standing ovation and enthusiastic applause. Website registration for year 2 con goes live after attendance price is adjusted according to crowd reaction. Don't be too overestimating on things. And then it says you're to expand. Lastly, let's see. This individual also included, where is it at? Trying to click on this shit. This archive is always fucking great. Let's see. Please make this be paid in crypto money. Oh god. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I included the link in the chat, so if you guys want to go ahead and see a little bit more.
He didn't add, I just remembered, he didn't add a real horse panel.
A real horse panel, like somebody.
Yes, where like an actual
real horse
rancher
panel.
guy comes in, brings in a horse or mare, and gives us the 101.
I feel that's gonna like devolve very quickly.
We'll have guards there. Armed.
Yeah, for the more those people.
They will be armed to the teeth, and whoever passes that yellow line, well, they'll just turn into pink mist.
You just see Corp like sweating profusely.
Wait, why am I sweating profusely?
Don't worry about it.
Because the panel will take place outside.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, because it's a horse. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the idea of the barn thing. Like, that'd be interesting. Like, that'd be really funny, actually.
But
the problem is that the horses wouldn't. Yeah.
And also, I really don't trust some of these people to be around an actual horse.
Yeah.
You can tell that there's going to be one hyper autist, much like there are at some of these cons, where they're actually going to do something stupid in full sight of everyone with no fucking
Brodash.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'll be okay, listen, that'll be a bonus round for right after this.
Are we gonna like censor his name?
No. I mean, it's up to you guys, but I'll leave a bonus round for that for your favorite experience with said individuals. Right before I do that, to your point of having EQG and then everything else that, of course, isn't entirely pony related. So we're not gonna have fucking like Star Wars, panels or Garfield panels or Shrek panels. But
oh my god, the fucking Shrek panel, man, come on.
This person probably had the best point here and said it. Either way, it sounds like things would be better if people just like what they liked and ignore the things that they didn't. So, I maybe the con, if the theoretical con does that, possibly that can work. But again, that's just an interesting point when it comes to that. But any last words before we move on to our bonus round of interesting experiences and things of people at the Trotcon? Anything?
Aircon. And let's see here.
Make sure the air conditioners work. Okay, yeah, you're good.
Yes. Big, wide open spaces. Lots of vendors. Cool staff. Things to do, things to play. An arcade room.
Oh god, like DashCon.
There's like one PS3.
No.
See, you have to be careful there, because if you have a room that people are allowed to play D&D in, they're not going to leave that room, and it gets very, very stinky.
Oh no. No, don't need to chill or anything, but the cons that are held here, there's like these two, local game stores or whatever. They actually roll and bring in like these vintage arcade machines. There would be people that would be playing like Mortal Kombat and like this like bullet hell shooter game, and they would even like holding Smash tournaments in that same room with like CRTs lining like on tables and shit. It's nuts. And they like hold tournaments and stuff. But yeah, like actual arcade, you can play like MVC2, Mortal Kombat. You could play House of the Dead and stuff. That would be neat.
Oh, that's an OG there, House of the Dead.
Yeah, man. Or Aliens, the Alien versus Predator game.
I think my biggest one that a lot of people often not bring up, which was brought up to me, is the fact that they bring in these individuals, that were big names in the past, but you know they don't really do anything for Pony. A lot of
Yeah.
money gets synced into them because I hear that guests of honor normally have their flights paid for and their hotel rooms paid for, including
And food.
Yeah, including food and other things that they quote unquote might need.
Transportation.
Yeah, so
And they'll usually, if they're guests of honor, they're also paid stipends, so they're paid for their appearance. But we're talking people like Andrea Libman, Tabitha St. Germain, Lauren Faust.
oh yeah, no, I was mainly this was aimed towards like, you know, Saber Spark or
Those are
Gus-
community guests.
No.
Those are community. So
I hear they get paid though
Yeah.
too. Like they get their room, they get their rooms paid for. They often
sometimes.
but like the bigger conventions would do that. Like BronyCon, I
Yeah.
know paid for all that shit.
It depended on how big of a like name they were and whether or not they asked them to do it. So like, here's what would happen with BronyCon. People would nominate community guests, right? And then
Mhm.
somehow BronyCon would make a decision about which of the nominations to accept as community guests. And then BronyCon would send out acceptance notices to these people like, hey, we've accepted you as a community guest. Would you like to attend? And that person can reply back and say, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to be there. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'd love to be a community guest. But you can also reply back and say, you know, I really want to come, but I can't really afford it. It's like a $300 flight and I just can't do it in the hotel room. And then if
Okay.
BronyCon really wants them as a guest, then BronyCon can turn around and say, well, we can help you with some of that. But I don't think they normally pay the community guests. They pay guests of honor.
Yeah, no, I meant it more towards of like their rooms get taken care of,
Yeah.
their transportation gets taken care of, or even
Yeah.
their flight tickets get taken. So even that is a couple $100s, and now multiply that by let's say 5 to 10 guests.
Oh, yeah, it's usually like 15 or 20. But
Y-
like I've been a community guest and I'm always the one though. So they'll often just give away community guests. If you're like, hey, I'm like someone in the fandom, I do stuff, but I'm buying my own shit. Like you don't even have to give me a free badge. They'll be like, yeah, okay, cool. Because you're literally worth 0 and you're 100% like you become like a advertisement for them basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my only concern, you know, because you have these people that should, you know, they're community guests, you know, they're there for the community and all that rather than shit. But that's my little argument about that. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think if you haven't made content or you haven't contributed to the fandom, you shouldn't be a community guest.
Yeah,
Like in the last year.
like what's his name, Fluffle Mixer, you know,
Mixer Mike, yeah.
or whatever his fucking
Fluff
name
and Puff,
is.
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of those people that are still like there. Dusty Cat, haven't seen him do anything in forever. I hear
Dusty Cat was like beginning old school fandom, and then he kind of like phased out, and it's like, what is he doing now? What is
He goes to cons and he usually gets a free vendor table as well.
yeah, but I don't know what he does. So
I hardly
doesn't do anything.
recognize him anymore.
I mean,
Like there are literally people who are community guests only because they're well known and well seen by people who go to cons. People like what's his name?
Spark, yeah.
No,
Well,
not
they
Saber
became
Spark. The
famous
fucking the guy who's always like fuck. He's a fucking meme. All he does is post on Twitter, and they often make him a community guest for stupid ass reasons. I think his
Scope?
name starts with Scope.
Scope?
Thank you. Scope.
Yeah.
He does literally nothing in the fandom as far as content or anything contributing or anything. He just
Yeah.
goes to conventions. So he becomes a community guest. There's this dude who like is always wearing a bunch of Starlight Glimmer shit. He's
Oh,
often
God.
made a community guest. That's literally the only reason why is because
Of course, because he's the one that wants to show for Star Glimmer all the time, the public face of the fandom.
so they don't make content, but they become community guests all the time.
Wasn't there like a Black Griffin's like super fan who gets community guests? every
Oh
once in a
yeah,
while?
Nora. Fucking Nora.
Oh, here we
All
go.
she's known for is stalking Black Griffin.
Holy
she
fuck!
gets community guests.
And she's gotten community guests for that.
Bro.
Amazing.
Fun.
So theoretical con, we're not doing that. We're only giving that status, quote unquote, for people that actually care about Pony still and are still contributing. Like
Right.
we'll go with that for theoretical con. All right. Well, is anything else, or shall we move on real quick to the bonus round, rapid fire, and tell you guys?
Funnel cake stand. That's the last
funnel
one.
cake stand.
That'd be nice.
Funnel cake stand.
Like some funnel cake with some nice powdered sugar on it. That sounds
Yeah,
nice.
and you get like the country style lemonade to go with.
Where's my burritos then, Poner? Give me my burritos.
Oh, yakisoba.
No. What really needs to be done is someone needs to get like one of those meat tornadoes, and then like a guy like just shaves it off of
gyros.
I mean, I think there's also doner kebabs, but I guess that depends on which side of the Bosphorus you're on.
Dude, the Turkish man just
there are you know what you could do now. I would not use this, but I'm sure a lot of people would use this. You set up like cut a hole in the wall in the bathroom and put in like a dirty internet toy or dirty horse toy, you know? And I bet you that thing would get so much use. Holy shit.
Oh, that would be amazing.
The public pony sex toy. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think I would use it because do you even know where it's been?
Well, that's where the sanitation team comes in, and they go in there and they hose it down and sanitize it for the next guest.
They swap it by the hour.
Yeah, there's like one like right next to the stall, just waiting for after the next person leaves, they'll wash it, and let the other person come in.
Yeah, they might have to burn it after like the 12th hour, but all right. Well,
they got entire box of replacements in the back once they burn the last one.
Oh no! If the other way happens to where if they still have leftovers, then they give them out at the end of the time. They give them away. A little free con souvenir. We got extra.
Oh, fun.
Disgusting.
All right.
I
think that's about it.
So this is the funny moment where you guys
parking. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay, parking. Yes. This is the funny moment. This is up to you guys. I heard a lot of interesting stories about certain individuals that you guys were hanging out with at the convention. You might want to shed some light on that, or is that just too much of a circle jerk?
Well, Brodash did drunk drive chasing Mimili in the ambulance, so
yeah.
Really? On a mission from God to save him from the people trying to save him. Threatening to beat Jap's head in if he ever came near him.
Oh.
Now people had to calm him down. Thankfully, he lost the ambulance and got back. That was not his most glorious moment.
It almost seemed like Brodesh wanted it to be about him more than it was about me.
Yeah, when he was like in the hospital, fucking Brodash was like ranting about the most random shit, and people had to tell him to shut the fuck up in chat.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on?
He's all about. He wants to be the center of his attention. Just fucking.
Yeah, some people like to hear like the hidden stories of the cons usually, but yeah.
Well, because again, this is just from what I heard, and people were DMing me, and people were like, "Dude, this guy needs to stop following me." It reminds me of the story of I forget which year it was, Corp, but the Pinkie Pie guy who followed you to your room. He wanted to party.
Yeah. Dude, I met at Trotcon. I met the people who were rooming with him that year.
Oh, wow.
At BronyCon. The guy and I told them the story because they hadn't heard it. And they're like, "Yep, that's him. Yep, that's exactly him." They're like, that is him. You met Drunky Pie. His name is Drunky. We called him Drunky Pie. I didn't know that was his actual name. So,
dude, It just comes full circle. How long ago was that interview? Like 2 years ago?
Oh, no. That was 2017.
Oh, no. Not the event, but the interview, the ITT we did. That was like, what, 2 years ago?
With who?
Me, you, and Driz. We did an ITT about you.
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Gave us that. You told us that story because we're like, yeah, tell us some con stories because you've gone to so many.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, I was getting some vibes about that with Brodash. Like, he was following people to like rooms and like,
He followed me around in a circle in the lobby.
Jesus.
Like a little lost puppy. I was trying to get away from him and he just wouldn't. He literally followed me around in a circle.
Oh my god.
The funniest.
Go ahead.
The funniest part about Brodash was probably the encounter with me. He wanted to meet in the lobby.
Yes.
And when we got there, we couldn't find him. We didn't know where he was. And I guess texted him on Discord asking like where he was. But like we were just like walking around. We walked outside and we saw him in like the window. Like he was on his phone like in the window, like on the inside, but you could see him on the outside, like where the cars like pull up.
Yeah.
And he was just like in the corner, just on his phone. So we go back in and we just like sit in like the middle of the lobby, like in one of the chairs, just waiting for him to eventually realize that we're in the lobby.
Oh my God.
And he eventually does. And he walks over to us and he's like, "We finally meet." And he gives
Brodash bear hug.
Brodash bear hug. And then there was some like bullshit conversation that I completely forgot because it was pointless. And then he asks Sound Guy if he wants to touch his plushie, which, you know,
I reluctantly do.
it was
Scared of what might be on it, but
I didn't touch it.
The team.
You know that thing is good.
And what was I think it was at that point where like we've had enough Brodash for one day, so I think says that, oh yeah, we're gonna go find because we're gonna go do something later.
At a furry panel.
Yeah, so he is at the meetup panel in like one of like the executive lounge. So we start okay, we're like, bye Brodash, we're gonna go find. He's like, oh, I'll come with you.
Oh God.
And he's like, no, it's okay, Brodash. He's like, no, it's okay, I'll come with you.
Oh my fucking God.
I want to hear the quinkling.
He's like, yeah, he says that. He's like, I want to hear the quinkling.
Oh my God. Did he say that loud like everyone heard of that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he said it. And we walk down the hallway, and he's like, there's like that awkward gap between us and him down the hallway. And we get to the executive lounge, and we see it's like it looks like it's dead silent in like no one's talking in the room at all. And so we get in, and there's probably like 10 people sitting around this table. And we go up to Mangius, and we started like talking to him a little bit about what we're gonna do. And then Brodash walks in, he's like, "Oh, is this where the quinkling is?" He says that like out loud. He says something about like diaper shit out loud, and like just like gives us the most horrified look on his face. And then we're like, okay, see ya. And we kind of just like fast walk out of the room after Brodash sits down at the table. And he's like, where you guys going? And then we just like kind of ignore him and just get out of there. And we're fortunately we were fast enough to get away from him, but like I guess said he had an awkward he asked an awkward question to the furries.
He was extremely awkward, and
yeah.
Did he ask you if you were friends?
No, actually.
Did he ask for your phone number?
No.
He asked me for my phone number multiple times. I heard him asking other people for their phone numbers, and he wanted to hug everyone. I ended up hugging 2 people at Trotcon, and one of them was him. Like, I'm not a big hugger. And the other one was someone else, but it was a female. So, like, that's total. And that's what he's about. So he, like, wants to hug everyone. And, like, it's really awkward the way he acts around people, and he follows people. And he doesn't have this sense of any space. Like, he doesn't understand how much space to give people. Like, he stands really close or sits really close to you. And he doesn't have a filter that tells him not to say things. Like, when he just gets excited, he just says whatever's in his head. And it's often inappropriate or just makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get the vibe whenever I see him in chat. He's very impulsive. I don't think he really thinks about the shit he does. He just does it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the time when I ask him when he does something, he's like, oh, I just wanted to do it. Like, he didn't even really think about it. So I'm not surprised he acts that way IRL.
Apparently he jerked off with his Twilight mouse pad in the hotel room.
You know what? Because I was gonna ask that because on the in that in NSFW chat he said the exact same thing. I'm like, wait, aren't you at the fucking convention? So when did you do this exactly? Like, I was wanting to ask, but I just didn't want to because I was like, oh god, I really don't want to fucking know right now. But yeah, I thought so
What a
too.
fascinating person.
He has
Normally, I would,
Japan on-
I would consider people that like to hug, like, endearing if a little bit space violating, but this just sounds like high level autism.
Apparently, he would also like manipulate people to give him hugs. He would like tell him, "Oh, don't you trust me?" Like multiple times for him, like eventually give in. Apparently, according to Memely at least.
Yeah,
That's
this
Japan
kind of
on
reminds
there.
me of another artist I had the displeasure of knowing, but he was much more of a manipulative cunt.
I thought what was also funny about Brodash is that he asked Japanon like 5 times if they were friends.
You literally within like 15 minutes standing out in the lobby, he asked him at least 5 times, like, Japanon, are we friends?
And then,
And then Japanon would answer him. Japanon would ignore him. He would answer him. And then he would ask again a few minutes later, Japanon, are we friends?
Oh my fucking god!
That's not. Oh god! Like, and then after the whole situation about following the ambulance, like as drunk driving, and I heard that Japanon like tore him a new one on a Discord
yeah, he
call.
did.
That was I wish someone had recorded that call. I've
Yeah.
never heard anyone get an asshole ripped as thoroughly as his was in that call. It was pretty hilarious.
Can you give me like an expert of it, like
damn.
some of the words
No,
used?
no, I can't even do it. I can't do it justice.
Aw,
Just say it was intense.
You said he was drunk, right? Like, so is he slurring?
Who?
Brodash.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
Nicole.
heard Japan side of it.
Oh,
You weren't there? Were you there? Or wait, no, you had left.
yeah, I was gone.
Yeah, that's the part where I was just like, oh fuck. And then I was in another call with other people, and they're like, oh
yeah, we were like reacting to him, like, oh shit.
yeah, like we saw what was going on in one of the chats, and then he got like timed out, and then we heard other things. Then a couple days later, that's when it was like, oh yeah, this is semi-public. Well, now it's public, not just because of this recording, but because like everyone's talking about it. But I was just like, why do you think people don't want to be in a car with you anymore? Because one, you're a crazy driver from what people are saying, and then two, like you drunk drove. It's like you're stupid.
Think about this for a moment. There's an alternative universe where fucking Brodash accidentally crashed into the car, the fucking ambulance transporting Memely to the hospital.
Oh,
wow. Oh my god.
Can I bring up something cool about the con that I don't think anyone's mentioned?
Yeah.
It hasn't been talked about much.
Yeah.
The radio.
Oh, the guy he was also in the thread, correct? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's a guy broadcasting on FM Pony radio at the con at the hotel. So people were able to tune in their hotel room radios and listen to Pony music.
Oh, that's neat.
And he was taking requests in the thread. It was, and then I'm walking down I'm like hanging out in someone's room, right? And all of a sudden this song comes on. And it's one of the fucking one Fimphiliacs did. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, that's funny. But then I left the room and I saw Fim. And I'm like, Fim, you got to get in here and listen to this. You're on the radio. He's like, what? And the look on his face was, you know how Fim is. He was just like, oh my God, I'm on the radio.
Content?
Oh my god, Anons.
Content?
Anons, I'm on the radio.
That would have been like the cherry on top of the person that's like broadcasting, and he's like, good evening, Anons. I have a very special message. Hello, I'm Fimphiliacs. And starts going on.
The LP YouTube channel.
Now hear and listen to my song, and don't forget to subscribe. Some pony one, and then it just goes.
Doing a radio station like that takes a lot of work. This guy probably gave up most of his con to do that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he also have to go through like some FCC bullshit because of radio laws?
Actually, maybe, but like you're allowed to broadcast under a certain, there's a certain threshold. You can't go above it, and there's certain frequencies you're allowed to use as long as you don't go too high. That's how people use the things to plug their CD, or I'm old, their phones into their car using the radio. You could do that,
like the FM transmitter.
Yeah. But I think this guy was using something a little more high powered. Probably wasn't completely legitimate,
legal,
but it worked.
Okay.
Certainly is interesting.
Yeah, I saw his post, and then he also mentioned that he's gonna try and do this at other conventions. I don't know if he's done this in the past. It's hinting that he might have, since this went by pretty smoothly, at least what the thread was saying. But he is interested in doing this again at other conventions.
It was pretty cool. I think he was pretty based for doing all that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, other than that, one question I was gonna ask, because it happened at BronyCon, but how bad was the furry presence at Trotcon? Was there a lot of fursuiters there?
I think I saw maybe 2.
Okay.
2 or 3.
Okay, so not like Babs gone bad. Okay, that's good at least.
Have BabsCon, quote unquote, PonyCon.
There was like some bird fursuiters. There was the artist in the vendor hall who's also staff that we've kind of talked about without saying his name too much. Was technically kind of fursuiting in his bird outfit, and there was a dragon thing, like not a pony dragon at all. I don't know if anyone else is still here remembers the fursuiters.
I think they got married at the con. I saw that post.
Those were pony suitors, but yeah, it wasn't a real marriage. It was just they were fucking around.
Oh, okay.
One of them was Zizzy, by the way.
Was it the guy kneeling down? Was that Zizzy?
The one in the cadence?
No. I was talking about totally separate people.
Oh, never mind then. Forget what I said. Sorry.
Okay. I was about to say, if that's Zizzy's photo out there, my god, he has a bald spot.
He does actually.
Oh shit. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can find the picture again. I'll post it. But yeah, it wasn't a cadence suit. It was somebody wearing a gray suit that looked like a bird, I think.
He had other suits, but I don't know all the suits. But I might recognize his head. I don't know.
There was a white bird. There was a white bird suit, I think.
Yeah, that one was chasing people around. I saw some videos. I would just walk away, just nonchalantly, just okay, dude, whatever. I hate when they do that. They chase you, and it's dude, stop.
Oh yeah, I think someone may have gotten this on video, but the white bird suitor chased around Brodash for quite a bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if anyone has the video of that.
It's somewhere, but I know what you're talking about. He quote unquote trips and he tries to crawl away. He knocks down. He knocks off what's it called? Specs food.
Yeah.
This person got married. Yeah, they're not wearing the suit at the moment. But
I can't believe there's a certain king in this chat who doesn't even want to talk about.
He has to keep up with his presence because if he says something wrong, he might get.
Oh no.
Yeah, different people then. All right.
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, I mean, it says
someone proposed at this.
It was one of these people in this suit, I guess. But yeah, they got married. Good for them, I guess. I can't really tell who's who in this picture. But congratulations, you got married. Woohoo.
Or did they get engaged? It looks like they're getting engaged.
Or yeah, engaged. Fuck.
It's the first step to marriage, so who really cares?
Yeah. Oh,
that was one of the fucking fursuiters. Yeah.
Yeah. He proposed. There you go. Not married. Proposed. Yeah. There you go. Congratulations, you got married. Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right.
Congratulations.
Well, it's unanimous. People aren't going back to Trotcon, and I don't blame you. People are going to start avoiding certain people at HarmonyCon, and I don't blame you. Anyone else has any final remarks before I just go down the list and ask?
I
For
think
your
the
sign
king has something to say.
Does the king have something to say? King, are you here? Come on, I know you're there.
He had a big presence at the con.
He had a very big presence at the con.
Oh, geez, this suit actually looks like furry shit. Like, I know it's probably meant to be a griffin, but geez, they all have that horrible, disgusting, furry look about them.
It's a very certain kind of look.
I guess the king.
Like you even see it in art too, where they all have this look that's like, yep, it's fur shit.
I suppose the king shall be silent this time.
The Silent King.
The silent king. Oh, shut up. All right. Well, if that's all, we're gonna close it out. Starting from
Closing time
is the best time. All right. Starting from the top once again. Signing off. Corpulent Brony.
Anyway, come to Florida FullCon.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
Drunksky.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the FullCon name. It might attract some bad attention, but
Wait, is that actually going to be the name? Is FullCon going to be that?
No.
Okay.
It's a joke, guys. Okay, do we need to explain the joke again? Okay, so it's Chuck's Feed and Seed. It used to be Chuck's Fuck. Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I created a nice banner for FullCon.
Explain. Yeah, you did. Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. No.
Oh man, that was a good banner. Yeah,
Dude, it's just a honeypot, okay? It's a honeypot.
Just the honeypot. Fucking Chris Hant's going to be there and gonna arrest a bunch of people.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
I know you didn't say anything, so I won't even ask. Poner,
Yeah.
sign off.
Oh, where do I sign?
Right here.
What?
Right on the X, right there.
Right there. Sign my petition.
Would you like?
Whoa,
to
that's
sign my
crazy.
petition?
Now, would you sign my petition?
I got stuff to do.
Come on, I don't have all day.
Sign the stupid petition.
Come on, man. Sign my petition already.
Come on, Poner. Sign my petition.
Just taps the fucking paper multiple times.
Sign your X right here on the dotted line.
All right, thank you. Raikou said one thing. Are you gonna say anything else, or you're dead?
I think he fell asleep.
Bro.
He's already in the coffin. You might as well just start shoveling the snow, like fucking dirt onto it.
He wakes up later.
You're talking over him. Shut up. What'd you say, Reich?
I said at the start, I'm just listening in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. All right, never mind. Proceed to wander in the wasteland.
He's living in my walls.
He's in your walls. Smutty.
Nice to be here. Signing out. Nice and simple.
Okay. Soundman. Keep
just a sec.
Oh.
What?
He said just a sec.
Anyways, your mom gay.
Damn.
Wow.
And then we have Yart.
I keep screaming, but Celestia doesn't answer.
Have you tried Luna yet? That might work.
I've
already tried.
The moon.
Knight, do you want to say something, or you were just in here to be in here? I know you said a couple things. Knight.
Wait.
Yeah, you. Yes.
Oh, not really.
Okay,
I
there.
just wanted to give my 2 cents on Trotcon.
You want to sign the petition?
Was there someone else in here and they left, or nah? It was just us, I think. Yeah.
I think you're imagining things.
I'm imagining things, and I was your host, Stucky. So I hope to see all of you guys at Harmony and at ChudCon.
That's not your name.
Yeah, it is. You guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you for listening. We're doing this like exchange program right now from mayors to /MLP. So go easy on us.
It sucks and I hate it.
I hate this country. I hate drinking this water that has lead.
Every time I drink this water, it turns me into a more effeminate man.
Oh God, no.
Anyways, go to Harmony.
Among Us.
That too. Among Us, sus, other buzzwords. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Vent? Mold? Ease? Moldy cheese? Twilight quesadilla.
We're done.
Twilight.
We're done.
That's
it.
We're done.
Go home.
Go home.
Well done.